on 95.3 The Farm, WHOP HD2 Hopkinsville, and online at 953thefarm.com. Hoptown Hoppers Baseball is on the air. This Hoptown Hoppers broadcast is brought to you by Hopkinsville Milling Company, Southern States Petroleum and Co-op, Hayes Furniture, Penneral Electric, Max Arnold & Sons, Raymond Nelson Insurance, Planners Bank, J. Schrecker Jewelry, Toyota of Hopkinsville, the Hoptown Hoppers, and All Clean Services and AKS Flooring and Design Center. Now let's head out to the ballpark for today's game.
Good evening. Welcome to Hopkinsville High School's Tiger Field. Tonight, the Hoptown Hoppers entertain the Fulton Railroaders. It's an important OVL baseball game tonight as both teams need a win as we enter our final week of the OVL season. I'm Joe Wilson. With me is Colin Carruthers. Welcome to the pregame show. It's brought to you by Barbecue Shack, offering catering and custom cooking. Visit them Wednesday and Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 6, and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3. They're out there at 4687 Pembroke Road in Hopkinsville. Hoptown engaged in a sprint to the finish with Henderson, both teams chasing that 2026 OVL region season title, or regular season title. Meanwhile, Fulton Count in 5th place in the league, trying to hold off Madisonville. And Colin, this is a big game for Hoptown.
Yeah, I mean, again, you just mentioned you're racing for first place by the end of the week, and you can't start a good week without winning the first game of it, including against Fulton, who's had their struggles, but they're definitely playing a lot better recently, winning about 5 of their last 10 games. They're in a good spot to try to ruin Hoptown's chances of getting first place.
Really no pressure on them at all tonight.
No, absolutely not. I mean, they've got about a full game lead over last place Madisonville. They're still struggling a little bit, but again, it's right now just what do you have to lose if you're Fulton? But for the Hoppers, one game could completely throw you off your tracks for first place by the end of the week.
Well, stay tuned. We'll be back with Hoppers coach Chris Benny. You're listening to Hoptown Hoppers Baseball on 95.3 The Farm and 953thefarm.com. Joe Wilson. I'm with Hoptown Hoppers coach Chris Benny. Tonight, Fulton in town to take on the Hoppers. And, Coach, boy, it seems like it's been forever since we've been out here on the field and the sun's out.
Yeah, I feel like last home game was day before July 4th or something like that. So, well, I guess we did on Sunday have a 1 or 2 inning game with full count, but it's been a while.
Well, how have you guys handled the time off? What have you been doing with that time?
Well, luckily we had kids camp today, so we spent all day at the yard. But, other than that, I mean, a lot of the rainouts have been happening kind of later in the evening, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock pop-up showers. So ultimately we've been here, practiced, ready to go, and just couldn't get the game off. So
got a little injection of some new talent here on the team here tonight. Who can you tell me about? Off the top of your head, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah, so it'll be the home debut for Jackson Wilson, a shortstop, incoming freshman kid going to Belmont Abbey, really good player, really strong glove. We'll have Jordan Adkin out in left field, out of Columbia State, got really good numbers, really excited about him, left-handed bat. And then Miles Den will be returning, was with us last year, right-handed bat with a lot of power. So.
This time of the year, when you get those new players like that, is it kind of tough to blend everybody in, or is everybody pretty receptive to that?
Yeah, I mean, it is, kind of what it is. Just trying to fill out the playoff roster. You've got kids that aren't going to be able to finish with us, and so making sure that we've got more than enough guys ready to go for the playoffs next week.
Fulton's been a team that's hard to get out, especially with 2 out, and What's your plan against them tonight?
Well, I mean, we got Carter Ross going. Carter's been very good all year for us, so hopefully that won't be too much of a trouble tonight. But obviously, always ready for a battle. Hoping the kind of rain delays and stuff like that have been getting everybody. We've been able to play, the double with Henderson, a game at full count, and we played well in those. So I mean, it feels like it's been a while since we've been home, because it has, but we've been on the field ready to go. So hopefully we're just kind of fresh and ready to go.
Well, tell me a little about tonight. Fulton's been kind of up and down here, especially the last couple of weeks. They're trying to fight Madisonville off for last place, and this game means a lot to you guys, especially with Henderson playing when you're not. But how big is this game for you guys tonight?
I mean, at this time of the year, they're all postseason games. I think for about the last week and a half, we've been considering every time we take the field as a playoff game, and obviously dropped a tough one at Henderson in the doubleheader. Was able to split, and it's a tough place to play, so any win there is a positive. And then had a really good start from Joe King the other night at full count, and defense and kind of slow bats in the later part of the innings kind of let that one go. But we're excited, we're ready to go, expecting a good game, and obviously utmost respect to JD and those guys, Charlie at full count or at Fulton, so they'll be ready to play, and so are we.
Coach, good luck tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. That's Chris Benny, Hoptown Hoppers coach, as they take on Fulton tonight. You're listening to Hoppers Baseball on 95.3 The Farm and 953thefarm.com. Welcome back here to Tiger Field. That interview, of course, with Coach Benny. Game Time Weather is sponsored by Charlie Henderson State Farm. All right, well, nothing is working right now, so we're just going to keep talking. How about that? Starting lineups brought to you by Riken Elastomers. Join the Riken Elastomers team with process operator starting pay at $20.50 an hour. Top out in a year at $24.43 an hour, plus shift premiums for second and third shifts. An excellent benefit package that includes employee-paid benefits day one of employment. Call them at 270-475-2150, extension 214, to learn more. For Fulton tonight, they'll start Thomas Kuhn at shortstop. Batting second is Jacob Lott, the center fielder. Easton Sullivan will bat third and play third base. Ben Kaufman is the DH tonight, batting fourth, and batting fifth is Evan McCarty, the right fielder. Owen Phillips will play left field and bat sixth. Caleb Warren is batting seventh and playing second base. Jeremiah Bowman is catching tonight and batting eighth. Chase Cameron is batting ninth and playing first base. Troy Jocelyn, the pitcher tonight for Fulton. We'll get to the Hoppers starting lineup here in just a moment, but we're ready to play baseball here at Tiger Field.
Nothing better than finally being back for some action. I mean, as we just heard it before, we were talking a little bit before the broadcast started. It's been so long since we've gotten a full game in here. It was July 3rd against Madisonville when the Hoppers won 4-2 that we last had a full home game here at Tiger Field.
Colin, we've had some technical issues. I think we've finally got it straightened out. Here's a ball hit down right field. Long run right off the bat. It'll be down and off the wall in right field, as Kuhn with a stand-up double here to start the game for Fulton. Boy, he hit that one and just kept carrying, didn't it?
Absolutely it did. You saw Reed Hayes out there in the right field throw the arm up and try to make it look like he was going to maybe have a chance to get make a play on that ball, but it was hit so far out there that the main reason you're throwing your hand out there is maybe he slows down, maybe he doesn't really try as hard to go for that double, but Kuhn was full out, just rushing out of the box there.
Pitching for Hoptown tonight, Carter Ross. He's gone 18 1/3. He's 1-0 on the year with a 9.32 ERA, and he'll face Jacob Lott here, second batter for Fulton. He swings through the first pitch, and we have a strike here, and the count's 0-1. At this point in the season, I think a lot of these teams know each other so well, and if you've seen a pitcher once or twice, you really get to get a feel for him. Here's one ripped foul, and that's going to be in somebody's backyard over there, maybe into a window. They're probably over there right now watching TV, and where'd that come from?
3D, but in your backyard. Imagine you're watching some baseball movie.
Yeah.
A little too realistic for me.
If you build it, they will come. Bang! So Lott behind in the count, 0-2. Ross comes set, pitch on the way. This one's hit into left. Going back on it's Jordan. Is it Atkin or Aiken? I've seen it both ways.
Atkins,
Atkin.
I believe.
All right, Atkin with the play out there easily. He's one of our newer hoppers, and he makes the play. There's one gone. And Kuhn retreats back to second base. He cannot move. You'd like to, if you're Fulton, you'd like to see that ball go to the right side so their runner could advance. So Hoppers get a break there. Here's Easton Sullivan, the third baseman. Batting from the right side of the plate. Ross is a right-handed pitcher. Runner going. Curveball is a ball on the inside, and Kuhn steals third without a throw.
It makes sense that he'd take off, honestly, just because he is their best stolen base threat. He now has 16 stolen bases on the season.
Well, and now, even though Lott flew out to left, you still get the runner over. So a long fly ball here, or maybe a ground ball here, gets a runner in. Strike on the inside corner here to Sullivan. It's 1-1. Apologize if you were tuning in. We've had some issues, but I think we've gotten them straightened out now. We'll see. Curveball here. Chopped foul at the plate. Count goes 1-2.
Well, you mentioned seeing pitchers over and over again, especially with Fulton facing Carter Ross specifically. He threw against them the first time we faced them. And then a few other times, and they started getting to him more and more every single time they faced him. So it's really prevalent in today's start for Ross. How can he go against a team, or how well can he do against a team that he's seen multiple times?
And this one's tapped right down. It's going to be a tough play. That'll be an infield single. It's just got enough of it to die between pitcher, third, and home. So an infield single for Easton Sullivan, and Kuhn races home for the first run of the night as Fulton takes a 1-0 lead. That one couldn't have been placed any better. Kind of a swinging bunt.
No, I mean, he literally just went golfing for it and just kind of poked it. It was nearly off the ground. He just threw his bat off it and said, you know what, why not play it like a bunt? And it was pretty much a no-man's land on the left side. No one's going to be covering very well over there on any sort of coverage, and it helps that since it wasn't an actual bunt, no one's crashing from the corners either.
So 1-0 now Fulton. Here's the ball ripped down third, just foul. Another 6 inches, and that's trouble for the Hoppers. Have we talked about their jerseys tonight? How about those?
They're something.
It's Ag Night here, and they're green. They've got a lot of the agriculture-based things that are here in Christian County. It's a really sharp, dark green jersey. Pancakes on the front.
And the pancakes on the front. They got a patch on each sleeve, one for Visit Hopkinsville, and then the other one or Visit Christian County, I want to say. The other one for the batter capital of the world, of course, here in Hopkinsville.
Kaufman swings at a high one, can't catch up, and it's 0-2.
See, I can't complain about an Ag Night, especially being up in Iowa.
Oh,
they always
yeah.
have America Needs Farmers, A&F games.
You understand?
Oh, absolutely, I do.
I'm sure you're not at all shocked by the amount of corn that you see going back between here and Clarksville.
No.
Or any other places that the Hoppers are playing.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Yeah.
too shocked.
Y'all are flat up there too, aren't you?
Very.
Yep.
A lot more in Nebraska, though. That state is about as flat as can be.
Curveball and a swing and a miss, and Kaufman's down on strikes here for the second out for Fulton here in the first inning. Brings up Evan McCarty. McCarty playing right field tonight for the Railroaders. 10-21 on the season. 5th place out of the 6 teams in the division. But as we've heard before, Coach Benny say on any given night, any of these teams could win. Curveball misses. Nope, they're going to call a little late on the call, but he does call a strike. I thought it looked good anyway. 0-1 the count now.
He feels comfortable with that curveball early. He's thrown it a few times, and each time it's got that bottom of the zone for him.
He goes with the fastball there, and McCarthy can't hold up, and it's 0-2. He's upset with himself. That ball was high out of the strike zone, but he couldn't hold up.
Again, just one of those pitches that lights up the eyes and gets on you really quick.
So 0-2 with 2 out here in the top of the first. Ross tries the outside corner, just misses, and it's 1-2. In case you just joined us, maybe you battled through the technical difficulties we've had so far. It's 1-0 right now, Fulton, top of the first, with 2 out. 1-2, curveball, got him on the strikeout here. So, Fulton gets a run on 2 hits as we played a half an inning. So we check our Michael Venable State Farm. I'm sorry, that is not correct. I always want to say Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard, but we'll check our scoreboard here. It is 1-0 Fulton as we go to the bottom of the first. as the Hoppers will bat here in the bottom of the first as we check our starting lineup. Our starting lineup brought to you by Riken Elastomers. Join Riken Elastomers team with process operator starting pay $20.50 an hour, topping out in a year at $24.43 an hour, plus shift premiums for second and third shifts. An excellent benefit package includes employee paid benefits day one of employment. Call 270-475-2150, extension 214 for more. For the Hoppers tonight, they'll start off a very hot Brennan Gibson at center field. Batting second will be Jordan Atkins. He'll play left field. Miles Denton in the third spot at third base. Connor Scheidt will be the DH tonight, batting fourth. Reed Hayes batting fifth, playing right field. Mark Harmon is our catcher tonight, batting sixth. Declan Riggs is first base, batting seventh. Gavin Powell, former Hopkinsville High School star, at second base tonight, batting eighth. And Jackson Wilson will start at shortstop and bat ninth. And they'll be going up tonight against Troy Jocelyn for Fulton. So Gibson stands in here, and the Hoppers trying to get this run back as they gave up one in the top of the first. First pitch misses low and outside. It's 1-0 to Gibson. Jocelyn misses again. It's now 2-0. He's had some struggles, Colin, this year. He's pitched 20 innings, 1-2 record, but 20 walks and 13 strikeouts on the season. So he has had some control issues. Gets a strike in there, and it's 2-1.
So we saw Troy Jocelyn all the way back in Game 2 of the season when he battled Carter Ross, ironically enough, on the mound, and the Hoppers at the plate just tore him to pieces.
This one's foul down the right field line here, and it goes 2-2. I said right field, should have been left field. Found down by third base. Here's one hit into center. It's going to get down for a base hit as Gibson leads off with a single tonight, and the Hoppers have their leadoff man on.
Again, you're not walking into today thinking, oh, we did well against this guy last time. He's going to do the same exact thing. We've got this one in the bag. You're thinking this is our chance to be aggressive and get guys on and get on the board early against them so that you can start your week on the right foot. You can start confident going into these next few games, and that is the way you have to start tonight. It feels like, oh, they're not the best team in the world, so it's not the must-win. It is, so the rest of the week feels fine.
Atkins bats here, the left-handed batter. That's a good point, Colin, because they do have some very big games coming up, including the doubleheader with Henderson here Wednesday night. Runner goes, the ball bounces in the dirt, and Bowman can't find it, and so a stolen base for Gibson down to second, and the Hoppers have a man in scoring position. Count 1-1 on Atkins. Atkins is one of the newer Hoppers to arrive here. Hoppers now with, they say, 35 on the roster.
35,
which is unusual for this time of year. A lot of folks have gone home, can't finish out the year for one reason or the other. But the Hoppers not having that issue this year. Jocelyn misses outside, and it's 2-1.
I feel like it's got to help when you're winning. It definitely does, especially when a lot of other teammates and guys might be going, hey, I know someone who's not playing. Let's bring him in. It's a lot easier to convince someone saying, hey, we're battling for first place. We're battling for a championship come the end of the year.
And the count is now 3-1. As he misses that one, it ran way outside. Jocelyn going to come back here. Well, the Hoppers will have their first two on. That one's low, and they're going to call that a strike as he couldn't hold up. Tough pitch to handle right there.
It seemed like Atkins was really just trying to follow that all the way in, and as he did so, he kind of brought the bat forward and just a tad too much as he read it into the glove.
Full count runner going. This one's hit into right center and going way back on it. McCarthy, and it over to make the play. The center fielder, Jacob Lott, he came out of nowhere. That ball was hit a ton out to right center. McCarthy gave it a good run, and then Lott came out of nowhere from center field to make the play, and there's one away. Gibson runs back to second, hustles back, and there's one out with a man at second. Here's Miles Denton batting for Hoptown. I like the hit and run there. I like that we're trying to be aggressive on the base pass.
Absolutely. You definitely can. It's early. You need that run. You've got some really good speed in the top half of the order, especially with Gibson on, who's been a stolen base threat since game 1 where he had 3 stolen bases in that outing. Why not send him?
Curveball on the first offerings called a strike to Denton. Denton played here, I believe he played here last year for the Hoppers. So he's back, finish out the season here. Right-handed batter. Jocelyn comes set. Taking his time. Pitch to the plate, hit down toward third, gobbled up there. Sullivan's long throw, and he throws it over the first baseman's head. And the runner will go to second, and they are going to award home plate to Gibson on the throwing error by Sullivan. So Denton down to second on the error. And coming across the plate to tie it up is Brennan Gibson here with 1 out. And that was a routine play. There's really no excuse for that, Colin.
There really isn't. Nothing at all. I think he was just overly rushed with the fact that someone was running right behind him and was thinking, oh, if I can get it quickly, maybe he'll stay. I don't even know what the thought is there, but it was really, really rushed on, yes, as you mentioned, routine play.
So Connor Scheidt bats now with 1 out and a man on second. Game tied, 1-1. Pitch on the way, in for a strike. My boss, Jeff Sis, just came up here. So twice tonight, I've had an issue. Called Jeff, he comes up, and then it fixes itself. So
he just magically does it.
I'm lucky to have a boss that's it's as nice as Jeff, I'm just going to say. That one misses outside and low, and it's 1-1 now to Scheidt. Connor's batting average dropped just a little bit. He's been on a little bit of a slump, so hopefully he can get back to the way he was earlier in the year. What did I say? I think he's down to 259 or something, isn't he?
244.
244, yeah. Takes a strike on the outside corner there, and it's 1-2.
I'll say the other thing for Scheidt right now is that it feels like most pitchers aren't giving him much to work with, especially since he's coming into this game, getting walked in 4 consecutive outings for him. So he's been able to read pitches. They're just not giving him much to work with.
Takes one low there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sorry, 2-2. Sorry, 2-2. Yeah, Connor walks a lot. He doesn't strike out a whole lot, and he seems to find a way to get on base. Just not had much luck. He's hitting the ball right at people here lately. This one's hit right at second base, but it'll move the runner over to third as Warren makes the play, and it's 2 gone. And as we said, Denton moves to third on the play, and that's what you want. You want the ball, if you're going to get it out, you want to move it over on the right side. So Connor does his job moving the runner over, and Reed Hayes bats here with 2 out in the bottom of the first. We're tied up 1-1 with the Hoppers and Fulton here on Ag Night. If you don't have anything to do, come on out. They've got a lot of food trucks. They've got some ice cream, chance to milk a cow out there. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't believe it. Here's a ball slapped up the middle, and that's going to get a run in. As Hayes swings on the first pitch he sees and gets the RBI, and the Hoppers lead 2-1 as Denton crosses home plate. Nice job of hitting there, Colin.
Absolutely it is. And now for Reed Hayes with that base hit, he's reached safely in 10 consecutive games for himself. He's been putting together a really good back half of the summer and, again, gives the Hoppers the lead.
So Mark Harmon, the catcher, batting here, the 6th man up in the inning for Hoptown. And the runner will go. They're going to throw down, and looks like they will get him. So Hayes is picked off there on the steal attempt, and the Hoppers are done here in the first. They get a couple of hits and 2 runs off 1 error as well, and we've played 1 as we check our Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. 1-1 Hoppers and Fulton back with the 2nd inning after this. fact, the Game Time weather sponsored by Charlie Henderson State Farm.
Here's your WHOP Weather Center forecast. Mainly clear tonight with a slight chance for storms. Lows around 70, winds out of the northeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. Slight chance for storms tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 87, lots of sunshine. Slight chance of thunderstorms tomorrow night. Lows level off around 70, partly cloudy. That's the forecast from the WHOP Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Megan Mulford. Currently, it's 84 degrees.
Owen Phillips will lead off the top of the second for Fulton. He'll be followed by Caleb Warren and Jeremiah Bowman, as they are going against Carter Ross. Gave up a couple of hits and a run in the top of the first, but settled down with a couple of strikeouts in the top of the inning. And gets a strike on the outside corner to start off with Phillips here. Owen won the count. Good crowd here tonight for the ball game, and as we said, if you don't have anything to do, come on out. Lots of things to do at the ballpark tonight. Here's a pop-up, and it's going to go to shallow left, and Atkin will settle under it and make the play, and there's one gone here in the second. He's battling the sun out there, did a good job shielding with his glove, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I mean, that one. Well, if you look at it right now, left field is definitely smothered in that sun right now. Center right's got a little bit of shade out there. Same with most of the infield besides third. And, yeah, battling the sun over there. Just making sure you're underneath it and watching the whole way in. You got to block it with your glove until the last second when you flip it back and make sure you bring in that catch.
So here's Caleb Warren with one out. Curveball by Ross. Just misses. As you mentioned earlier, he's had some pretty good luck with that curveball tonight.
So I don't think he's missed much with it.
No, he hadn't. And that one looked pretty good, actually. But 1-0 the count. As Warren bats here. Fastball inside, misses high and tight, and it's 2-0. Warren's had some good games against the Hoppers. Batting .258 on the season. This one misses high, and it's 3-0. Don't want to mess around with the bottom of their lineup. They're kind of light hitting after the sixth man in the lineup. So you don't want to really mess around here and let them turn it over. This one's right down Broadway, and it's 3-1. One out here in the top of the second. 3-1 the count now to Warren. Nobody on base. Hoppers lead 2-1. Fastball ripped down toward, right to Declan Riggs down there. Declan Riggs makes a good play on the line drive. There's two gone. That ball been a little higher, trouble, but right at Riggs, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's why you're playing the balls at your feet there. You get down, you break down right as that pitch is coming in, and he was able to kind of pop up right into position for it because it was just a slight bit to the right of his chest, and then about, again, chest high for him.
So Jeremiah Bowman bats here, takes a ball to start out. Ross did a nice job battling back from a 3-0 count to get Warren behind here to start off with Bowman, the eighth man in the lineup for Fulton. Right-hander gets a strike on the inside corner there, and it's 1-1. I'm looking down there at all the stuff that's going on. My goodness. There's people everywhere down there.
Tent after tent after tent.
Here's a little ball flared into right and a base hit for Bowman. So he fights that one off and gets one into right field. It's the third hit of the night now for the Railroaders, and that'll bring up Chase Cameron. He's the ninth man in the lineup with two outs. It's a good pitch by Carter Ross. It was just Bowman was able to get enough muscle on it to get it out over second base over Powell's head. A little flare out there gives him a base hit. Not much of a lead at first. Ross delivers. Misses at the letters. It's 1-0. I think the last time we saw Carter, you had mentioned that he has trouble sometimes with the high pitches early, and if he tries to settle in, if he can settle in, he'll be all right. What he's doing tonight, he's missed high. Here's the ball jacked high in the air, shallow right. Powell going back on it, but the right fielder Hayes will call him off and make the play, and there's 3 out here in the second. Fulton gets a hit, And they leave a man. No runs, though, here in the second. We'll check our Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. Hoppers lead 2-1. We go to the bottom of the second. You're listening to Hoptown Baseball on 95.3 The Farm and 953thefarm.com.
At Max's, we're supporting our local schools 1 gallon at a time. I'm Max Arnold, and thanks to your support at our spirit pumps in Elkton, Cadiz, and Hopkinsville, our schools are winning big. Since 2021, we've raised over $90,000 for our local students. Every fill-up
Home for country's greatest hits.
Welcome back here to Tiger Field at Hopkinsville High School. The Hoppers leading Fulton 2-1. So we go to the bottom of the second. Mark Harmon, who was at the plate back in the first when Reed Hayes was caught stealing for the third out, he'll lead off. He'll be followed by Declan Riggs, who just made a great play at first base. There you go, Colin.
There he did. Make a great play. Come up to the plate and try to turn your luck around there as well.
Gavin Powell will be the third batter up in this inning. Of course, he's a former Hoptown Tiger. I guess everybody saw the story today that we had, that former Hoptown pitcher Easton McGee, who has been with the Brewers organization for the last few years. He was I don't know if it's cut. I don't know. It's he was designated.
Oh, DFA.
Yeah.
Designated for assignment.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that means he's probably done with the Brewers, but maybe he'll get picked up by someone else. Here's a ball ripped into left field, right between short and third on the first pitch that Harmon sees. The Hoppers already now with 3 hits in the ball game.
Hey, first pitch put Gibson on. First pitch now puts Harmon on. And look at that. Harmon now at a 3-game hit streak with the Hoppers. He's feeling really good right now as well, which is great going into the final week for everyone to start getting hot.
Love it. Let's keep it up. Declan Riggs bats here. Boy, wouldn't it nice to see Declan get hot. First pitch outside. 1-0.
If Declan
they
gets
called
hot
that one a strike.
Yeah, called a strike. If Declan gets hot here, I mean, this whole lineup's going to be ridiculous to face no matter who's in that starting 9.
UHA coach Michael Crow in the house. He's still having a good time after the state tournament appearance.
I mean, it's a great run.
It's lucky he got his head in the door. I don't know. Yeah, he's not silly. He's in here where it's nice and cool, he said. Count 1-1 here. This ball fouled off on the left side, and it's 1-2 out of play there.
I mean, there's a general consensus right now amongst a lot of the players on every team within the league, as well as just in summer ball generally. How it works is that hottest team going into that final week, that's usually in the top half of the standings, will probably go on to win the postseason championship as well.
You know, that's really the way it is in all levels of baseball.
Exactly.
You know, 2-2 the count now on Riggs.
And especially with guys, turning around. We just added a lot of new players with the Hoppers, and things can change. The whole dynamic of a team could be different.
I'm sure a lot of the other teams are doing the same thing.
Absolutely. So that's why this final week looks even more important if you want to try to predict that postseason week.
Ooh, that was a nice pitch there. They come inside. Jocelyn with a fastball catches the corner, and Riggs strikes out looking here for the first out in the second. So here's Gavin Powell, former Hoptown Tiger. Played his high school career on this field. Part of the last Hopkinsville High School baseball team, as they did not field one in 2026. Powell is very proud of his Tiger heritage. Curveball misses inside, nearly got him. Gavin was one of those late arrivals, and since he's been here, he's been hitting the ball very, very well. Had a good season at Wren Lake. 1-0 the count. Curveball. And it's right there at the knees for a strike. And the count's 1-1.
Yeah, Powell starting off with a 350 batting average. He's also batting 1,000 against Fulton so far this summer, even though he's faced them only once. Would love to see that again.
And you
Why
just
not?
hope you just didn't jinx him. You know what? He fouls this one off.
I absolutely would too.
Let's pretend you didn't say that.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I was quiet.
That's right. 1-2 now to Powell. Runner on first is Harmon, who led off the bottom of the second with a single into left. Riggs struck out looking. This fastball hit down toward third and into left field for a base hit. So you didn't jinx him. Powell with a base hit, the 4th hit of the game for Hoptown.
I'm good. My shun is up. It's over.
Shun, unshun.
Exactly. I'm unshunned.
So Jackson Wilson making his debut here with the Hoppers at shortstop tonight. He'll bat with 1 out and runners on first and second. Hoptown already with 4 hits in the ball game. 2 this inning, 2 back in the first. They lead it 2-1.
Now Wilson just graduated from Father Ryan High School in Arlington, Tennessee. He committed to play with Belmont Abbey this upcoming year. He said he spent most of the summer just working out, getting ready for the fall, for the spring, and then for right now, it's just now you're getting working against collegiate pitching, against collegiate players, so that you're even more prepared when you show up to school in the fall.
And it makes you wonder, I hadn't seen live pitching in a few months, so
yeah.
It may take him a while because when we saw Hayden Hunt get here, and even with Gavin Powell when they first got here, they hadn't played in a few weeks. And it took them a few weeks to catch on. Strike there at the knees.
So hopefully it helped for Wilson when he saw just 2 at-bats against the Henderson Flash and made that trip for the doubleheader, but that's all he's played so far.
This is his home debut. I should say that instead of the debut.
Correct.
Home debut. 0-1 the count now. He fouls this one off, and it's 0-2. I know he's glad to be back playing live baseball, though. I couldn't only imagine.
That is for
when
sure.
you love baseball as much as these guys do and not being able to play, goodness gracious.
See, both those at-bats against Henderson he struck out on, but you could tell he has a lively bat at the plate.
Curveball here, tapped foul. That was almost like the C&I single just a little while ago that Easton Sullivan had for Fulton, as that ball went about 25 feet from home plate and rolled foul. Okay, 0-2 the count to Jackson Wilson here. This one inside just misses, and it's 1-2.
What a hold, because it felt like it broke back in last second as well, just a little bit further from the plate.
He flinched, but he was able to hold up. That was a good pitch from Jocelyn. He got Riggs out on a similar pitch on the left side. Checks the runner, pitch on the way here, and this one's ripped down toward third. They'll get the force out at third. They'll go across the diamond, but Wilson beats the throw. So we get a fielder's choice on the 5, unassisted there. Harmon is erased at third base. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Moving down to 2nd is Gavin Powell. So here we go, Brendan Gibson. We're back to the top of the Hoppers lineup already. Gibson singled into center, came around to score on the error by Easton Sullivan back in the top of the or bottom of the first. Jocelyn being careful with Gibson. Gibson's been red hot here lately, and don't want to give this guy much. He'll put one over the left field wall.
And he, last time we were playing here, even though it wasn't a full game, he poked one opposite field over the wall
He sure
as
did.
well.
It was a monster shot. You said he'd had 2. Isn't he the one that had another one? He's had 2 games where he hit a home run that ended up getting erased because they didn't get it in.
And another thing with Gibson, with runners on, he's got to be loving the opportunity here to bring in a couple more RBIs, since he's been batting leadoff all year long, so doesn't get the opportunity all the time with guys on to bring him around and in.
This pitch is really nice, kind of a late movement there, maybe a slider. Gets in for a strike, and it's 1-2. Gibson held off. Two gone here in the bottom of the 2nd. Inside pitch there misses. If he could get that pitch, he's going to be effective tonight. But so far, he's only gotten that call once.
He's missed quite a few more times there, though. He's put in that same spot quite a bit, but I think you're seeing the pattern that you're not getting it often.
So 3-1 now to Gibson. Atkins waits on deck. Curveball in for a strike there. And the count goes full. Gibson came into this game batting .316. He's already got 1 hit tonight. Looking for hit number 2. Possibly get him an RBI here, as Colin said. Curveball. And it's called a strike on the outside corner. Not sure, but Colin, but we don't make the rules. So
That's for sure.
Hoppers get a couple of hits, leave a couple of men on. No runs as we check our Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. After 2, it's Hoptown 2, Fulton 1. Back with more Hoppers baseball after this.
Hits of all time. This is WHOP HD2 Hopkinsville. 95.3 The Farm.
And we go to the top of the 3rd here. And apologize, we had, again, some problems. I don't know what knocked us off the air, and I'm not sure how far and how long we were off the air. But the Hoppers had 2 hits, didn't get a run in, left a couple on base there in the bottom of the 2nd, but they lead 2-1. And Fulton will send the top of their lineup up here. Thomas Kuhn, Jacob Lott, and Easton Sullivan. Kuhn doubled off the right field wall back to lead off the ball game. And this time, first pitch offered up by Carter Ross is way outside, kind of bounced it up there. Kuhn's a dangerous batter with 2 out. I think I saw where he leads the team with 2 out RBIs, which is unusual, as you mentioned, from the top of the order.
I want to say they definitely move him around a lot more than they have Gibson on, of course, the Hopper side of things. Kuhn also just leads this team in about every category you can think of besides RBIs.
Count 2-1. Ross misses high and tight.
Best average, best on base percentage. He's got 40 hits this summer. That is ridiculous. For comparison, Hartman leads the team for the Hoppers. He's got 29.
Yeah. And that pitch looked exactly like the one they called just a little bit for a strikeout, but outside for 3-1. Not trying to be a homer, but it looked exactly the same. So Ross behind the count to Kuhn, 3-1. Dangerous batter here at the plate. And this one's low for ball 4, so Kuhn draws a walk. And the leadoff man on for Fulton here in the 3rd.
He's just a guy who finds a way on. Out of those 40 hits, 9 of them are doubles, 1's a home run. The other 30 are all singles. He's not trying to do anything special or fancy with it, just poking it out there and getting on. And that's what this team needs, especially when you're trailing early and you're playing a little bit better than you have been at the beginning of the year, but still struggling here and there in the past week or so, that you just need guys on that you can move over.
First pitch here to Lott's curveball in the dirt, blocked by Harmon. Prevents Kuhn from moving up. Ross having some trouble here all of a sudden. You need a ground ball here, maybe turn it over. Slow infield though with all the rain. Grass is heavy, wet. Here's a ball ripped down first, just foul. Whew, that one was smoked. Lott turned on that one. But a long strike.
That's one that Kuhn was definitely going the 3rd on, but don't put it, I don't think he would have, but don't put it out of question that there was a chance he could have tried the round and come home on something like that.
Hayes is playing pretty close to the line, but as we said, that the grass is thick with the being wet.
And it was tailing towards that foul fence anyways.
Yep. Throw over to first. Nearly catches Kuhn leaning, but he's back in time. Couple of scores to tell you about early on. Madisonville leads Paducah 3-0. And full count up at Henderson leads the Flash 1-0. We need full count to get that win tonight. And then we need to take care of business here. This one's high for ball 2.
Yeah, big full count fans tonight.
Yeah.
Something I didn't think I'd say.
I know.
Maybe we're not big fans. We're just hoping that
I don't
they have
know.
a good
It's hard
day.
to pull for either one of them, to be honest
know.
with you. Yeah, full count is just lurking back there. Here's a ball. Almost had him leaning again. This one gets away from Riggs, but Powell there to catch the ricochet. So he tried to pick off the runner at first.
Yeah, again, full count not out of the picture for first, but things would have to go completely awry for the Hoppers and Flash this week, and full count would pretty much have to have a perfect week up until Saturday.
Tell you what, though, you don't want to go down there to play them in the playoffs.
Oh, no.
This one misses high. It gets away from Harmon, and the runner will move to second. And once again, Ross struggling, can't get the ball into the strike zone. Harmon popped up, but the ball hit his glove and bounced away. So Kuhn moves down. Again, wild pitch.
Finisher point, full count does have the arms. That'll be hard to play him there. But the other thing, with Ross that we mentioned last time, even though it was rained out, that he's got to bury that pitch a little bit more. Be willing to give up those ground balls that he's gotten outs with so far tonight to get him out of innings.
Swing and a miss here. Lott swings over top, and the count runs full. Sullivan, the on-deck batter, thought it was strike 3. He was headed to the plate. Had to turn around. Lott flew out to left his last time up. Atkins shading toward center field. Giving him the line out there. Ross pitch in the dirt. Walks the second batter in a row, and runners on first and second now with no out here in the top of the third. And that's going to draw a visit to the mound from Chris Benny. He'll go out and talk to his pitcher. You know, that's one thing about the Hoppers this year. They've had some good starting pitching all year long. They don't tend to walk a lot of people and get themselves in trouble. And as you know, you see a lot of college baseball. Walks will kill you. Free bases.
Walks will absolutely kill you. They're the end of games. They're the reason that a lot of teams can lose ball games without ever really having a chance to win them back. The walks come and hurt you without a doubt. And especially in this game right here where Fulton, they're putting a few in play early right now. They're getting to you. You're probably going to have to go to the bullpen in that middle portion of the game to relieve Carter Ross. He's already up there with his pinch count. You don't want them to have guys that are on with a free pass that they can easily just knock in with a simple base hit. That's just going to be giving up a lot more runs than you really need to tonight so that you can pull out the win. And again, you can't be too careful with the tying run and scoring position and the final week of the regular season. Everything, as Chris Benny said in that pregame show, was everything feels like a postseason game at this point.
Yep. Especially with Henderson playing so well and full count also playing well at this time. He had said last week before the rainouts he'd like to finish up 15-0. Of course, they turned around and lost the next game. They're right in the hunt here. But right now, in a load of trouble. No out, top of the third, runners on first and second. Easton Sullivan up. He singled, had an RBI back in the first inning. This one bounces. Harmon knocks it down. Good job there from the Hoppers catcher. Carter Ross struggling to find the strike zone. Sullivan, another guy, he doesn't strike out much. He likes to hit with people on base. Riggs in on the grass at first base. Expecting maybe a bunt. And he squares around. The bunt is down toward third. It'll go foul. So count 1-1. Denton really can't do much there as he's got a runner coming from second base, so he's not able to do much. Riggs is charging from first base. Sullivan doing what he's supposed to do, going down third base, but just rolled it foul. And counts 1-1. He squares around the bunt again. This one breaks, just misses. They throw down to second behind the runner, but not in time, and it's 2-1 the count. Lott back in time. Harmon tried to catch him looking back there.
I like that from Harmon. He was almost lollygagging back the past 2 times. Want to make sure he sees, hey, I see you out there. Don't sit too far off that bag. When he tries to square around again, he's already halfway down to third.
Big pitch coming here from Carter Ross. Sets pitches. This one's fouled off, and it's 2-2. Now would be a good time for a 6-4-3 double play or maybe a 5-3 double play. We'll take anything at this point. Just need an out. So we're in the third, leading 2-1 over Fulton. But the Railroaders in business here. Curveball hit down toward third, just foul. That one was about 6 inches from double or more.
At least.
As he got down there in no man's land and hung up in the fence. If that had gotten fair, that would have really been trouble for the Hoppers. But a foul ball. So we'll go back to play here. Ross checks the runner at second. Comes set. Pitch on the way. In the dirt. Blocked by Harmon. Runners will stay. Good job there again from Harmon at catcher. That thing gets to the backstop. Both runners move into scoring position.
And with no outs. I mean, this is a really tough spot and a really big shot to show what Carter Ross has in his arsenal and how much grit he's got with guys behind him and no outs right now.
He'll throw back to second. Not much of a move there, just to let Kuhn know he's thinking about him. Nobody warming up in the Hoppers bullpen here. So Ross is still going to have the rock in hand. Checks the runner. Kuhn. And a strikeout here by Sullivan. That's a big pitch right there for Ross. Kuhn and Lott both looked like they were fixing to take off, but stayed. Strikeout by Sullivan, and there's one gone. Now we'll take a double play, won't we?
Absolutely. And again, you got to remember Kuhn's one of the fastest guys on this entire team. If you put one in the gap, he's speedy enough that he's going to score either way. So that strikeout there, even though you're not always looking for it, was really huge.
Ben Kaufman bats. Strike on the outside corner as the curveball finds its mark. Kaufman struck out his first time up. We'll take that as well. 0-1 the count. Carter Ross. This one bounces in the dirt. And it's 1-1. Last week of the regular season. Hard to believe. It seems like the first 3 weeks just take forever to play, but the last couple of weeks have been by in a jiffy. Kaufman can't lay off the high heat, and it's 1-2.
So it definitely doesn't help with all the rain outs.
That's
either.
true.
It feels like we have flown through this final couple of weeks.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure that the players have had a hard time with all the driving and getting places, warming up, and then not getting to play.
Yeah.
1-2 the count. Pitch to the plate here is fouled off as he just got a piece of it. Kaufman is the DH tonight, comes in batting .239 for the Railroaders. Ross checks the runner. Runner will not go, but swing and a miss here as he gets Kaufman for the second time on strikes tonight. 2 gone for Fulton, and here comes Evan McCarthy.
Right fielder, Evan McCarthy.
McCarthy also struck out back in the first. Tell you what, Carter Ross, give him credit. Really working hard here to get out of this jam that he created for himself.
I think he's doing well, barreling down, doesn't really change too much in his approach right now, which you love to see.
Runner at second, big lead, doesn't go. Curveball, and McCarthy's late, and he swings on it, and it's 0-1.
Definitely helps when your curveball looks like that, though.
Yeah, it sure does. Not fair, is it?
No, a lot of top spin and a lot of vertical break on that curveball, about almost perfectly 12-6.
2 out, 0-1 the count. Inside on the fastball, just misses. McCarthy holds up, and it's 1-1.
Got to mention, too, this is McCarthy's debut with the Railroaders, a new addition to their roster as well, just making his first appearance for Fulton.
Fastball fouled off right at me. It's a good thing the net was there.
I'll tell you if there wasn't, I'm not catching it.
I was going to reach out.
I just look up and watch it hit me square in the nose.
Jay Wilson was
yeah.
listed in the book as a shortstop tonight, and Ted Yachek asked me, are you playing short for the Hoppers tonight? Those days are long gone, let me tell you. I can barely get up and down the steps of the press box. 1-2 the count to McCarthy. Top of the third here. Hoppers lead 2-1. Pitch here, swung on and missed, and he strikes out McCarthy for the second time and ends the inning after a pair of walks to open up. So check our Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. 2.5 gone. It's the Hoppers 2, Fulton 1. Back with more Hoppers baseball on 95.3 The Farm.
Three, The Farm.
Bottom of the third here at Tiger Field. Welcome back to the Chick-fil-A broadcast booth. Joe Wilson and Colin Carruthers here as Hoptown leads Fulton 2-1. Good job of pitching by Carter Ross there in the top of the third. He walked the first two and then came back with 3 straight strikeouts. Got out of the jam.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal job. You got guys behind you, and I mentioned it's your opportunity to show your grit out there on the mound with that tying run standing right there. You got no outs. What do you come back with? And I mean, he just came back with his best stuff and went in there with 3 consecutive strikeouts. And that's going to give you a huge confidence boost when you come back out in the 4th inning.
Absolutely. And I want to point out, too, that Mark Harmon made a stop in the dirt there. That probably kept the runners from moving over to second and third with no out, and that probably helped him more than anything. So I'm going to put a star next to that. That might be our defensive play of the game so far.
Yeah, it definitely helps when you see your catchers working that hard back there is helping you, and also it helps with their battery being both from Midway.
Jordan Atkins leads off here for Hoptown. Can't hold up. Gets a strike here. It's Jocelyn still working on the mound for Fulton. He'll be Atkins followed by Denton and Scheidt here in the third for the Hoppers. This one misses way outside. It's 1-1. What do you know about Jordan Atkins? Do you know anything? Don't know anything much about him, Colin?
Yeah, Jordan Atkins just finished up his freshman year at Columbia State Community College, where he batted .413 with a .551 on base percentage.
Ooh, that means he knows how to hit the ball, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
He's another one of these guys that looks like he plays multiple sports.
I think he also had around 30 stolen bases this past spring. Had a really good year just from the Clarksville area. Graduated out of Rossview High School. Stands 5'9" there in the left-handed box.
This one's fouled off, and it's 2-2. You know, Clarksville has some really good baseball down there.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, Coach Benny has been coaching at Northwest for many years. He's resigned to take the principal position there. Assistant principal? Assistant principal, yeah. Jocelyn misses low, and it's a full count now on Atkins.
Some of our best talent this year with the Hoptown squad's coming from the Clarksville area to help supplement this midseason roster.
This one's chopped to second. Warren catches it on the hop, throws to first. Boy, that was a close play. Atkins really getting down the line. Thrown out there by about a foot, and there's one away for Hoptown here in the third. So here's Miles Denton. Reached on an error his last time up. Came around to score on an RBI single by Reed Hayes. His run actually is the difference in the ballgame right now. Denton joining the Hoppers late. Familiar name as he played with Hoptown last summer. There's a pitch, misses inside. 1-0 the count.
Then also guy just finished up his junior year out of Anderson University, home of the Spartans over there. Currently in the transfer portal right now, looking for a new home though.
And the ball here is low, so that means he's trying to find somebody to see him play. So a little extra pressure on Miles here to produce.
And just got to keep putting stuff in play for him. Had a good spring, 324 batting average. Just got to keep doing that right here.
This one's inside, 3-0. A lot of times, and this happens quite a bit, is guys who may be in the transfer portal, or maybe they're trying to find a school, and the school says, well, if you don't have much to take, we'd like to see you play a little bit, and can you find somebody to play with? And that's perfect for this league. That one's a strike on the inside corner, 3-1.
You'll definitely see the time out there, and you definitely have the opportunity to go show that school what you're about at this point.
3-1 to Denton. One out here in the bottom of the third. Pitch on the way is also a strike at the knees. Didn't really like the call, but asked the home plate umpire, and umpire shook his head or nodded his head. So the count is full now on Denton, playing third base tonight for the Hoppers. Pitch here, rip foul. Went after Coach Benny down there, didn't he?
Yeah, it did. Everyone over there in that Hoptown dugout just flinched backwards. I don't blame them. It was about a foot away, if it was further out from the dugout, from skipping up right on into their faces over there.
The count remains full for Denton. Connor Scheidt waits on deck for Hoptown. Pitch on the way from Jocelyn. He misses outside, and a walk to Denton. And the Hoppers have a runner on here with one out in the bottom of the third. Here comes Connor Scheidt. He grounded out to second his last time up. Playing a designated hitter tonight. A lot of times you'll see Connor at first base. Now would be a good time for Connor to kind of break out of this little slump he's got going on. And the pitch here's first swing, and he fouls it out of play on the left side. A little late on that pitch. Left fielder Phillips playing way off the line. They expect him to pull the ball. Right fielder's playing closer to the right field line. Center field pretty much just a little shaded to the right field side of second base bag. 0-1 the count to Scheidt. This one inside, and it's 1-1.
And you like this opportunity for Scheidt. Be the DH, just focus at the plate. Focus on every single at-bat. Don't have to worry about the field. Don't have to worry about every situation out there at first, even though you're paying attention to things, and you're probably thinking through it anyways. You can just focus at your job at the plate.
Yep, there's a pitch on the outside corner. You're exactly right. He's got some work to cut out for him now. He's down on the count 1-2. I don't know about you. It looks like the strike zone may have expanded a little since the beginning of the game.
Oh, yeah. Already.
That one was a little bit farther out. That one he can't frame, and it's 2-2. So he tried that outside pitch again. Ran out a little too far.
Yeah, that's one that's a little too far out to give him a shot to call for a strike.
He was hoping that Connor would chase that. 2-2 the count. Not much of a lead at first base over there. And the pitch on the way here. Scheidt reaches out and just gets a piece of it. Stays alive at the plate. Now Denton has a Joe Wilson lead over there at first base, I tell you what. Doesn't look like he's going very far, does it?
No.
Anything hit on the ground here, definitely a double play chance for Fulton.
What's he, about 2 steps off the bag, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Step and a half.
Yeah. Pitch here swung on and missed. Catcher hangs off on the tip, actually. And Scheidt strikes out for the second out. So Reed Hayes will bat here. Hayes had a single up the middle for an RBI his first time up.
I like the idea for Connor Scheidt there to go with that pitch a little bit more on the inside half. He's a guy that, even though he's a strong post-side hitter, he will start to throw his hands at pitches that are on the outside, especially with 2 strikes. So after he fouls a couple off he's a little behind on, why not smoke a fastball by him on the inside?
Hayes takes a strike right down the middle. And he's behind the count 0-1. Colin's going to call the next few innings after this one. If you don't know Colin, he's from University of Iowa, Cincinnati native. We won't hold a Big Ten against him. As long as he's not a Wisconsin guy, right, Ted?
As long as we're not Wisconsin. When in doubt, never Wisconsin.
1-1 to count.
I'll put it out there.
You know Ted's from Wisconsin. He's standing right next to you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm making sure he hears it.
1-1 the count to Hayes. Pitch on the way. This one just about hits him, gets away, and moving down to second is Denton on the play. I don't know how that ball didn't hit him.
Maybe he's just playing it off at this point, saying, I want to hit. I want to hit so bad.
That may be it, because I thought it might have grazed that jersey a little bit, but he said it didn't. So 2-1 the count to Hayes. Now Denton in scoring position for Hoptown, already leading 2-1 here in the third. Big game for the Hoppers tonight. Big week. Swing, chopped foul at the plate. Count goes 2-2 to Hayes.
And Hayes extended to a 10-game on-base streak with his hit earlier in this game. And now he's looking to ride it out and bring a couple more across so they can lead by more than 2-1, because that doesn't feel very comfortable when you get to the latter portion of this game.
No, it doesn't. So 2-2 the count now. And the pitch here swung, tapped back toward the plate. Jocelyn jumps on it, going to have to hurry, and they will not get him. As Hayes beats it out on the infield single.
Let's celebrate another Hopper single.
The Hoppers now with 5 hits. That one just tapped out there in front of the plate. Jocelyn got on it pretty good. Hayes just beat it out, and moving over to third is Miles Denton. So the Hoppers with runners on the corners here with 2 out, and up comes Mark Harmon. Harmon already with a good defensive play, and once again bats the next inning.
I mean,
it's the rule of baseball.
Hayes going down the first. I think his foot stomped on the bag maybe a millisecond before it was caught.
Yeah, let's don't look at the replay on that. It was really bang down there at first. Harmon rips one into left. Is it going to get down? Nope, moving over. Oh, what a nice play over there by Phillips. I thought it might have got down, but Phillips makes a nice running catch in left field, and the Hoppers are done here in the third as we check our Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. Hoptown leads Fulton 2-1. Colin Carruthers coming back to call the next few innings. You're listening to Hoppers Baseball on 95.3 The Farm.
No man.
.3 The Farm.
We return now here on the fourth. The Hoppers up 2-1 over the visiting Fulton Railroaders. Carter Ross, the Somerset, Kentucky native, back out there on the mound as the Hoppers sport their new green ag jerseys. The one time that we're going to see them, and they're fun. They're interesting,
They are.
but they're so far taking the lead, and we'll be seeing 6, 7, 8 due up for the Railroaders, beating with Owen Phillips here. Ross, last inning, had the first 2 guys get on behind him with a free pass, and then it was 3 straight strikeouts to battle out of it.
Colin, who made the last play? That was just a fantastic play in left field.
That play in left field from Owen Phillips.
Who's leading off here?
That it would be Owen Phillips.
It is a baseball rule.
It is literally law at this
right?
point.
You'll remember that when you go back to school.
Oh, yeah.
You won't remember my name, but you'll say, you know what, this guy told me, and it's true.
I think if we see someone with a good play, they don't come up. Some law's got to be broken. Something bad's going down.
Absolutely.
Underway of the fourth is Ross leg kicks and deals. It's in there for strike 1 to begin with Owen Phillips, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field.
We were mentioning Hoptown's next few games to play at Madisonville tomorrow night, and then a big doubleheader here Wednesday night with Henderson starting at 5.
0-1 comes in, tries that curveball, and misses downstairs.
You know, that Wednesday night game, we're going to need all the Hoppers fans we can get here that night.
Oh, yeah. And again, last time we were there was a doubleheader up at Henderson. Things started to get a little chippy at one point, so it'll be a very intense matchup because they're both battling for first. Next pitch is fouled backwards. The count now 1-2 to Phillips. And it's not only just you make a good play in the field and then you come up to the plate. Usually you're also going to be doing well at the plate and probably putting one in play and possibly in a gap. So Ross again will take a deep breath before he comes to the plate with the 1-2 and blows a fastball by him. He's got 4 straight Ks.
Yeah, that was just he just reared back and threw that one past him. Good pitch.
1 out brings up Caleb Warren, the second baseman, who's also 0 for 1 after a line drive over to the first baseman, Declan Riggs. We saw him last time we played Fulton. That was out at Fulton as well. He went 1 for 4 in that contest. As Ross, working from the stretch, is ready for the next batter. He'll leg kick and fire the next one. It's a curveball that breaks into the zone for strike 1.
That's a good pitch there, too. It looked like it was going to come in high and just broke right down just below the letters.
It seems like he's feeling pretty good out there. Ross again. Take the leg kick, the 0-1 pitch. That's a fastball. That's right down the middle, and he's ahead. No balls, 2 strikes.
I think you mentioned the last time we saw Carter pitch. You mentioned that he seems to get stronger as the game goes on.
Absolutely. I think I did, and yeah, you're seeing that again right here as the 0-2, and that one just misses the inside corner. 1-2 the count.
It's a good miss. Hoping Warren would chase that one.
Warren, after just a little bit over a week and a half since we last saw Fulton, hasn't really changed much. It's just batting 1 tick worse at a .288 average. The 1-2 with 1 out comes in. He'll try a fastball outside that Warren's able to battle off for a foul and stick back at the plate. Warren, also a returner from last year's Railroaders roster, plays with Westminster College. As Ross again ready to deal the 1-2. Pitch comes to the plate. It's another fastball down the middle that he's behind on.
Almost identical place, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was. Yep. So we'll do it all over once again. No one on, 1 out. And the Hoppers lead 2-1 over the Railroaders here in the top of the 4th. On deck stands Bowman in the 8th spot. Ross deals the 1-2 again. Misses a couple levels too far upstairs. The count evens 2-2.
You know, Judge Atkins was on our show last week talking about West Side Reunion, and he talked about when they were kids. He and Steve Tribble, they were talking about the old stadium that the Hoppers played in over on that side. They would catch the foul balls.
2-2 line drive over the head of the shortstop Jackson Wilson in the left center field. Atkins finally scoops it up and brings it in quickly. They'll hold him to a 1-out single. So Warren is on and will break up the 4 consecutive strikeouts to bring up Bowman.
But Tribble said he would run out and get the ball before they could get out there to retrieve it, and that was the ball that they would use those baseballs to play back in their little neighborhood games.
That's awesome.
That way they didn't have to buy baseballs.
I don't blame them. Hey, why not?
We told the judge the statute of limitations on stolen baseballs had probably passed by now.
I would agree. I would have to agree. Bowman now up in the right-handed box as Ross comes in. Curveball, first pitch, bottom of the zone, strike 1. I'd have to say the statute of limitations are up. I think you can laugh at that at this point.
Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah,
smart. If you've ever played backyard sandlot baseball, nothing worse than losing a ball and not having another one.
Absolutely not. The 0-1 delivery, and he'll miss with a fastball, 1-1. I grew up around a pool.
Yeah.
Not in my place, but there was a little community pool, and all the kids would go and play what we call tennis baseball, and we ran out of tennis balls, and that was the worst moment of the day.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Pitch outside, back pick, and he's back in safely.
Bust one of those or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We played a little of that, too. I had a great uncle who ran the tennis center in Kalamazoo, and he would bring racquetballs and tennis balls to my grandfather, and we'd get them from him. We had a whole sack of them.
2 balls, 1 strike as Ross now set from the stretch. Will peek back to first before coming to the plate with it and misses upstairs with a fastball. He's behind 3-1 against Bowman. Bowman reached on a single last time up, batting 176 coming into this game from Rhodes College.
This is where Ross got in trouble back the last inning. Just started missing high. Couldn't find the zone.
3-1, he'll come back down with a fastball. Still about letter high, but that one's fouled backwards. The count runs full.
You know, even the Bat Boys got one of those new jerseys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out Ace West.
He does a good job. I'll tell you what, he's a hustler.
He's on it. He's quick. Big shout out to him. Ross the full count. And this one's hit high out towards center field right at Brennan Gibson. He floats back about 2 steps before it's caught, and there's 2 away.
He got him played just right, didn't he? Barely had to move.
I mean, literally right at him for the most part. Chase Cameron now up in the 9th spot. He's 0 for 1. The fly out to right field with 2 outs and a runner on first. Railroaders trail by 1. Ross again will toe the rubber to face the left-handed hitter. Now gets set from the stretch and come to the plate with the first pitch. He tried a curveball that did not break, and it's a 1-0 count.
Hopper's opponent for tomorrow night, Madisonville. They're leading 4-0 over Paducah. They're about halfway through that one at Brooks Stadium.
1-0 pitch. That one's fouled backwards and out of play. 1-1 the count.
And Henderson has tied up full count rhythm here in the 4th. It's 1-1 at Henderson. Pitchers duel going on up there, too.
It's going to be a big thing probably these final couple of weeks, those pitchers duels, getting the best arms out there. One last time, a couple last times, depending on how far you go in the postseason. The 1-1 delivery, and there's a swing and miss at a pitch upstairs from Cameron. He's behind 1-2 against Ross.
I think Cameron had thoughts of making it a 3-2 ball game as he gave it all he had with that swing.
And a runner on first with 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch from Ross goes outside corner, cannot get the call, and the count evens at 2 apiece.
The Hoppers fans wanted that call. We saw it a little while earlier against us, but didn't get it.
And a little dicey on that outside corner. Gonna have to work this one back in. He'll shake off the first sign before getting set, accepting the second. Pitch comes in, the 2-2. He's got a touchdown to strikeouts, his 7th of the night to end the top of the 4th. We checked the Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. Railroaders get one on, can't move them over. They still trail 2-1 to the Hoppers as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
95.3 The Farm. Playing country favorites for Hopkinsville, Oak Grove, and Fort Campbell.
Welcome you back here in the bottom of the 4th inning at Tiger Field. Hoppers lead the Fulton Railroaders 2-1. As we'll be seeing 7-8-9 with the bottom of the order due up for the Hoppers. Troy Jocelyn still the pitcher out there for the orange and black. And so far the Hoppers at the plate have been aggressive, been getting guys on, just haven't been able to move them over outside of that first inning when they scored both their runs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Back they had 2 hits in the second inning, and then they had runners at the corners in the third, just unable to get the hit when they needed it.
So it'll be Riggs, Powell, and Wilson as a minimum we'd see in the order here this inning. Riggs to lead things off. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking on a borderline pitch.
Yeah, he's the one that had that pitch on the outside from the left that we just saw call for a ball. And I thought that one was a little too far out, and so did Declan, but didn't get the call.
Jocelyn's first pitch comes in. He goes outside. It does miss. 1-0 the count after the fastball. Riggs currently batting 161 coming into this game with now 6 strikeouts on the season after his one earlier this game. The 1-0 delivery, he'll go fishing after one downstairs and cannot come up with it. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike for the Highland, Illinois native. Transferring the play with Mission University as Johnson works through the windup. The 1-1 pitch, ground ball, right side softly. The first baseman picks it up. Will flip to Jocelyn as he's covering first, and there's the first out of the inning.
That's a good play from both the players there. The first baseman, Cameron, had to go way over towards second base. Jocelyn didn't waste any time. He was moving toward first from the get-go. That's a tougher play than it looks like.
It's a really tough play. Of course, I was thinking down the line, I was wondering if they're going to even get it, but kept it smooth and were able to finish it off. Now it's Hopkinsville High School's very own Gavin Powell. First pitch comes into the right-handed hitter and paints the outside corner for strike 1. First pitch, a fastball to the second baseman, who's 1 for 1 with a single. The 0-1 delivery, and that went high and in for ball 1. And Powell having a really good start after joining about mid-season with the Hopper squad. He was here last summer as well.
Well, you can really see a difference, too, in his game.
1-1 line drive, shortstop. It's caught on the line by Thomas Kuhn, and there's 2 outs.
You can really see a difference in his game. A lot of confidence, but also with his strength and the fact that he has seen college pitching now, you can tell a lot. And Gavin's grown quite a bit. He's a couple inches taller than he was last year.
He stands there about 6'3", so he's got quite a bit of height. As the next batter is Jackson Wilson, who reached last time but on a fielder's choice. First pitch, he'll go hacking at right side and going towards the line. It lands just fair for a 2-out single, and Wilson's aboard safely.
That one stayed up in the air for a long time.
Yeah.
But McCarthy just couldn't get there.
Well, there's Wilson's first hit of the summer in a Hoppers uniform. And that keeps the bottom of the 4th alive to bring up the top of the order with Brennan Gibson, who's up for the 3rd time. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout looking. Gibson now toes that right-handed box to face Jocelyn, who looks in for the sign. And working from the stretch, he'll finally accept. Delivers, and Gibson will leave the first one down in the dirt for ball 1. And just a runner on first with 2 outs. Hoppers lead by a run. To have Atkins standing on deck. The 1-0 delivery to Gibson, high and tight, and now the count now 2-0.
He's not going to give him much, is he? He's going to try to be careful with Brennan.
And I don't blame him.
Yeah.
The Clarksville native from Freed-Hardeman batted .385 this past spring. Next pitch, that one's in there for strike 1.
He and Gage Montez will be teammates next year. Montez going to Freed-Hardeman.
That'll be a great duo over there.
Wouldn't
Obviously, mostly Montez on the pitching side of things, but he's dealt phenomenally so far this summer. The 2-1 pitch, and that one misses inside. Count now 3-1 to Gibson. Just awarded the Mid-South Conference Freshman of the Year and first-team All-Mid-South Conference player as well.
I can see why. He's got all the tools, doesn't he?
Ranked the number 25 second baseman in the state of Tennessee by perfect game, graduating Clarksville Academy. That one misses in the dirt. It's a 5-pitch walk, and the bottom of the 4th continues with the 2-out rally to bring up Jordan Atkins. Hoppers are no different with 2 outs on against them. Most of their runs actually recently have come with 2 outs. You go back to their doubleheader victory against the Henderson Flash, and they scored pretty much everything with 2 outs to take the lead in that 5th inning, and that's all they needed for that victory.
Which is kind of ironic because it's Fulton that leads the league in 2-out runs.
Well, that one goes all the way to the backstop with the pitch. Both runners advance and stand in scoring position. Off the wild pitch, so it's Gibson on second and a Wilson now on third. A 1-0 count to Atkins, who's 0 for 2 with a fly out to center and a ground out to the second baseman.
Yeah, Fulton has 62 2-out RBIs. Leads the league. The stats from the league. They put those out every day. Pretty interesting.
From the stretch, the 1-0 to Atkins, and it misses outside. 2-0 the count. And Atkins just played with Columbia State Community College, had a good year, native of Clarksville as well. Stands 5'9" and 205 over in the left-handed box. Jocelyn a deep breath before he comes with the pitch and misses well outside. 3-0.
Atkins is a guy that doesn't look like he misses many days in the weight room for sure.
Built well.
He is. Absolutely.
On deck is Miles Denson, and Jocelyn in danger of loaded the bases right here. As the 3-0 comes in, he'll go with the fastball, and it's in there at the knees for strike one.
I think the red light was on there, but he's been given now. I think he's going to be looking for that fastball maybe.
And green light wide open here yet again. Jocelyn to the left-handed hitter. 3-1 comes in. He goes hacking and pulls his head and misses. He's now in a full count, 3-2.
See if Jocelyn comes back now. He likes to try to get on that inside corner with the count full like this.
A strike away from escaping the inning with no damage. You've got two in scoring position right behind you. Jocelyn comes in, the full count delivery, misses upstairs, and now the bases are loaded for the Hoppers.
How about that? 5 minutes ago, you thought we were gone, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Still hacking up there.
A ground down the line out. Then after that, it was a single and a pair of walks will now put us at Miles Denton in the 3 spot, who's reached both times, once by an error and once with a walk.
Denton's a dangerous batter up there with 2 out, I'll tell you what.
First pitch misses it down to the bottom of the well for ball 1. Denton, a guy, again, we just mentioned in the transfer portal. Began his career with Rowan State Community College before transferring to Anderson University. A native of Brentwood, Tennessee. Jocelyn pauses before the 1-0 comes in, and it misses eye high for ball 2. Right
Nowhere to put him.
No, nowhere to put him. Could be looking at walking and running. Jocelyn's not really getting much in the zone recently. 1 strike out of his past, now 7 pitches.
Fulton has a left-hander up in the pen. Can't see a number.
2-0 delivery, ground ball left side. That one's through in the left field. They're giving the wave to Gibson, who comes around third. Coming to the plate, he's going to score from second as Atkins takes off from third. The ball is bobbled. 2 come in. It's 4-1 for the Hoppers.
Really good job of hitting there by Denton, but then base running there too, as Gibson never slowed down. And they tried to cut the throw and gets away from third baseman Sullivan. That allows Atkins to move up to third.
Again, the Hoppers continue to score with 2 outs against them. We go to the cleanup spot with Connor Scheidt, the DH in this one, with the runners on the corners and 2 outs. Quick meeting between Jeremiah Bowman, the catcher, and, of course, his pitcher, Troy Jocelyn. But once again, we just mentioned it a little bit ago. Hoppers with 2 outs on them, hit like normal and always seem to find a way. Bowman will start the walk back through the dish as Scheidt is about ready in that left-handed box. He's batting .244 so far this summer. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a ground down, a strikeout swinging.
Tell you, he needs something positive to go his way. What a good time for it.
Have doubled their score already in the inning with the 2 spot. Looking to add on more with the runner on third. First pitch outside, ball 1 off the fastball. Scheidt again, a guy who doesn't get too much to work with usually, as guys like to try to pitch around him and to the outside, which makes sense. That's a bit of his weaker spot in the strike zone. 1-0, ground ball over to the second baseman. He'll scoop it up, collect, and slowly throw the first, and that will get us out of the bottom of the 4th. But first, the Hoppers plate 2 as we check the Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. Hoppers 4, Railroaders 1. We'll be right back with more Hoppers baseball on 95.3 The Farm.
95.3 The Farm. Playing country favorites for Hopkinsville and Crofton. The Farm.
1-2-3 due up for the Railroaders as we return here at the top of the fifth inning. Hoppers just played it another two to double their score. They lead 4-1 over the Railroaders here with Carter Ross, the starter, still out there on the mound. So far in the day for him, he's looked fantastic. He's delivered 7 strikeouts, which is one shy of his 8 that he had in his first start back in Game 2 in May. First pitch now comes in. Thomas Kuhn, the batter. He'll lay one out center field. Gibson running back has turned the hips completely. He gets over his head all the way to the wall. Kuhn going for second will hold up there with his second double of the day.
And once again, jumped on the first pitch. That's what he did back in the top of the first. He hit the first pitch off the wall in right field. And that one was the deepest part of the park right there.
It's a way to get it started.
Absolutely.
There you go. So trying to have an answer for the 2-run bottom of the fourth inning. Jacob Lott comes up, the center fielder, who is currently 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. Reached last time on a walk. Did go a perfect 4 for 4 with a walk when we saw them in our 8-5 victory out at Fulton a little while back. Ross working from the stretch now with a runner on second behind him. Pitch comes in. It's a fastball that misses low and away. 1-0 the count to Lotz. Lott trying to follow up his Erskine college teammate. Him and Kuhn both go there. Ross looks back towards second a couple times. Will pick off to there. Tag is down, but just late as Kuhn slides in safely.
They're definitely worried about Kuhn and his running ability. They threw over to first when he was over there, and they've thrown to second a couple times, trying to pick him off there.
And Kuhn already is still on the base tonight. Goes from second to third. He has 16 now in the season. The 1-0 delivery, that's the fastball that misses, and now the count 2-0. Didn't miss by much.
No, I'm not sure where that one was, but looked pretty good from up here. Score in from Henderson, the Flash. Now lead, full count 3-1 in the fourth.
2-0 delivery. Ross is coming in, and that one's fouled off left side and past the Hopkinsville bullpen for strike one.
Madisonville putting it on Paducah right now, 6-0. We play Madisonville tomorrow night up in Madisonville.
Get all the runs out now.
Yeah. Well, you know, they've been struggling scoring.
They have.
Here lately.
And Madisonville sits in last place. Fulton in fifth by just a game lead ahead of them. As Ross looks back thrice towards second before the 2-1 pitch comes in. He'll grab a swing and miss from Lott, and the count evens 2-2. I mean, he's gotten some nasty swings out of these guys.
He has. That was a pretty pitch right there.
He'll accept the sign. He's got 7 strikeouts already with a runner on second, no outs here in the top of the fifth. 4-1 lead for the Hoppers. Roswell leg kick comes to the dish. That one is in the zone for a punch out looking. An octopus with 8 strikeouts now.
You know, I was watching the umpire. I wasn't sure. He kind of raised up. Then he didn't do anything. Then all of a sudden, I saw Lott drop his head. I knew that was a strikeout. But tell you what, got to be impressed right now with Carter Ross tonight.
He is having a night. Again, after that first couple innings, the Railroaders scored back in the first. But after about the first 2, he's really settled in and made it a night for himself. Ross comes in the next batter. He tries a curveball that hangs way upstairs for ball 1.
Nearly hit Sullivan there. I thought Kuhn was going to take off on it. It'd been a good pitch to run on, actually.
Yeah, it would have. And the third baseman, Easton Sullivan, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Next pitch comes in, and that one he tried the outside corner, went too low with it, and he's behind 2-0 to Sullivan. And you're battling one of the best parts of this entire order, beginning with Kuhn, who had that first pitch that he drove out to center field for the double, and now you're just trying to keep things pretty much where they're at, keep Kuhn on second and get out with the next 2 batters. Kuhn keeps stepping plenty off the bag, and now there's time called by the batter. He's really teasing Ross on the mound.
He is. He's aggravating him. Just about the time he goes into his windup, he takes off like he's going to go. I think it's affecting Harmon behind the plate too, because he's seeing it.
It's working well.
Yep. And then you've got Sullivan, who's a big right-hander up there. It's probably hard to see where he's throwing it down to third, too. Perfect situation now for the Railroaders.
Back in and ready again as the 2-0 comes in. Kuhn takes it out for third. That pitch down low is not going to be called a strike. Throw is down the third and not in time. Kuhn has 2 stolen bases. Gosh, he's speedy.
Yeah, he is.
Harmon had a great throw, and it was a great tag. It was near perfect. But still didn't matter. Now 3-0 to Sullivan as we go back a little bit earlier in this game. Ross has worked down to some 3-0 counts. It was at 3 straight strikeouts in the bottom of the third that he got started with a 3-0 count and then worked back in. He won't be able to do so here. It's a 4-pitch walk, and that'll put runners on the corners with only 1 out.
Hoppers do have action in the bullpen. See if I can get you a number. Kind of hard to see those numbers with the green with the red number from this distance, but see what I can find out for you here.
They do not do justice. I will say it looks like it's Gabe Eddington warming up.
I think you're right. That's the young eyes right there. I can see that far.
The DH, Ben Kaufman, up. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. As first pitch comes in, that's on the inside half for a called strike with a fastball to get us started. Can't ask for a better start than that inside, and a called strike there with runners now on first and third with only 1 out. 4-1 lead for the Hoppers.
Thought Fulton might try to get Kaufman down to, or Sullivan down to second here.
0-1 way inside. He'll have to scoot off out of the box for it's a miss hitting him. Count even 1-1.
So they want to stay out of that double play.
Ross has now thrown 85 pitches. His pitch count is getting plenty up there, trying to get out and work 5 complete innings, though. Pitch 86 comes in. It's a dribbler down the left side. That one's fair and gets off the glove of the third baseman, Denson. So Kuhn, who went back to third originally, will come home and score. And there's runners on first and second. And the Hoppers just lead by 2.
And Denton back to pedal there, tried to make a backhand stop on it. Had the runner right in front of him and misplayed that one.
Yeah, tough one that was hit pretty much right at the bag. Was fair the whole way. They will say that Kaufman reached on an error.
I think Benny's asking if there was interference on the play.
Exactly what they're looking at is that's what they were pointing down to as soon as he scored. I don't think they're going to be able to get anything to turn over here. But the umpires will meet and discuss the play. And again, it was pretty much right on the bag. Kuhn was back standing on the bag when that quote-unquote interference was made.
I'm not sure that it wasn't in the transfer that he was. I think he was trying to transfer when he kind of lost the ball going back the other direction.
Again, and right now as things stand, they're already done that discussion very quick. So Kaufman on first base, Sullivan on second, and Kuhn came around to score for their second run of the game, their first run since the very first inning.
I think that's going to be it for Carter Ross.
Yep, that'll do it for his day. Can't get out of the fifth, but still a fantastic outing for him. As we go to the bullpen, we'll tell you all about the new arm after the break.
95.3 The Farm, your home for country's greatest hits.
Well, Carter Ross, while his line is not closed, day is over after going 4 1/3. Currently stands just giving up 2 runs on 5 hits, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. He's responsible for the runners on first and second as the new arm, Gabe Eddington, comes in and gets the nod from Chris Benny, a Vol State Community College player who's transferring to Trevecca Nazarene, just making his 3rd appearance on the mound this year. Eddington will be facing in the order for the Railroaders, the 5th batter, Evan McCarthy, the right fielder, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. But again, we can look at the numbers for Eddington in his 2 appearances. Gone 5 2/3 with a 1.59 ERA. He's given up 2 runs, only 1 earned, on 6 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts in a short stint so far on the mound with the Hoppers. He began the season in the first half kind of serving as a coach, an extra coach on the roster, and now is back to just playing.
Had an interesting summer, hadn't he?
Eddington's first pitch, it's a ground ball left side. That one is just foul. Better outcome than the last one. The last swing that was down the line just fair, and an error from Miles Denson brought in the 2nd run for the Railroaders. McCarthy yet to put something in play, though. Again, with his 2 strikeouts, both swinging. A part of 8 total so far for this lineup. And just the top of the 5th inning. Eddington comes in with another fastball. That's fouled off the back foot for strike 2.
He's got some nice movement here. This pitch is running back in on the batter's hands.
And it's working. You know, there is a lot of tail on that pitch.
Not a real tall guy, but he gets it up there pretty good.
Eddington stands 5'9" out there on the mound. As he'll pause before he'll step off the backside of the rubber and ask for a new baseball. Go back to high school when he played with Montgomery Central, threw 2 no-hitters back there, as well as was a finalist for Tennessee Mr. Baseball. So he had a really good high school career. Has been good in college as well, starting at Austin P before going to Vol State and now finding his way back to Trevecca Nazarene in the Nashville area. 0-2 delivery, and he'll go way outside. Cannot get him to chase, so it's a 1-2 count. And McCarthy, his Railroaders debut in the 2026 summer season, just showed up with the team. He'll swing the lumber around as he waits for the 1-2, as Eddington now set from the right side of the rubber. He'll deal and goes outside again. McCarthy doesn't bite. Count evens 2-2. Eddington's also one of those guys from the Clarksville area. We were just mentioning earlier in the show that a lot of the talent on this Hoppers team is from the Clarksville area, especially those that have been added mid-year. 2-2 comes in from Eddington. It's a chopper right side fair. Riggs will pick it up off the second hop and flips it over to Eddington, who's covering the bag for out 2.
Basically, that works as a bunt as the runners move over.
Pretty much. Acted like it, too, besides the major hop. So 2 in scoring position, but there is 2 outs for the left fielder, Owen Phillips, who's also 0 for 2 on the day. 1 fly out, 1 strikeout. You keep hearing the strikeouts. I want to say all but 4 guys in the lineup have 1 right now. So right on left matchup as the right-handed pitcher comes in and runs a fastball way outside for ball 1. It seems like a 2-seamer, I'd say, with that tail.
That's what I'm thinking. But it's got a lot of movement late.
Late action should be helping him with a lot of soft ground balls. The pitches that'll be fouled off if they go after it. 1-0, and that one is, speak of the devil, fouled off for strike 1. Phillips, a native of Chattanooga, Tennessee, where he plays with Cleveland State Community College, a JUCO that he batted .236 for this spring. Began, though, with Southwest Tennessee Community College before transferring to Cleveland State. The 1-1 comes in from Eddington. That one goes down toward the bottom of the zone, goes a little too far low, and misses.
That's all right. That's a good miss. You don't want anything up high that allows Phillips to drive anything here. The runner's on second and third.
He's recorded so far just 8 RBIs this summer with a .446 on base percentage. The 2-1, he started to go around. Can't hold up in time. It's a strike on the swing, and the count evens at 2 apiece. That was a nasty pitch they did not want to go around on.
That's correct.
You got Sullivan on third, Kaufman on second, with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Railroaders have already scored 1 as the pitch comes in, and there's a swing and miss. Eddington will end the inning with a strikeout swinging. So we check the Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. Headed to the bottom of the 5th inning. Railroaders score 1. They trail 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Greatest hits. 95.3 The Farm. WHOP HD2 Hopkinsville.
We welcome you back here with Hoppers Baseball on 95.3 The Farm. The Railroaders also decided to go to the bullpen for the first time today. Troy Jocelyn goes 4 complete innings and is done. Wade Sabo comes out of the arm bar and will be making his second appearance on the mound. He's made 1 so far where he went 1 1/3. Currently technically carries a 21 ERA, which again inflated with just pitching 1 1/3 innings. So far he gave up 6 runs though in that outing. Only 4 of them were earned on just 4 hits and 1 walk. So he struggled in his 1 time out and trying to make up for it here as this team trails by a pair of runs. It's 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. At the plate for the Hoppers, we will be seeing 5, 6, 7 due up, beginning with Reed Hayes.
A little different look now coming with the left-hander.
A good size lefty. And again, the Hoppers have done well at the plate, and you take away last inning, they've been getting guys on. They just really haven't been able to string together the hits that they need in a timely fashion. But you put 2 outs on them, it seems like everything turns around and they start firing from all cylinders, if you will.
And as you mentioned a few weeks ago, it seems like the 5th, 6th, 7th, that's when the Hoppers seem to wake up.
Absolutely it is. Even in the doubleheaders, the same story for them, which you need as you only play 7. First pitch to Reed Hayes, that'll miss and skip up in the dirt for ball 1. Hayes is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles so far, and now a 10-game on-base streak. He readies up again in that right-handed box. Pitch comes in from the left-handed dealer, and he'll go after one on the outside, cannot connect. Count evens 1-1. Seemed like he really tried to pull that one.
Yeah,
really
he
hard.
did. He was trying to touch them all with that.
Giving the aliens and the UFO up there a gift, if you will. That one away outside, 2-1 the count. Can't necessarily do that. Hayes again ahead. After him would be Mark Harmon on deck and Riggs in the hole. That we will see at the very least this inning. Pause before Sabo comes in with a left-handed pitch, and it's on the outside with a fastball. Hayes will foul it backwards, and we're tied 2-2 in the count. Again, Hoppers up 4-2 right now. The line for Jocelyn in this one in his 4 innings gave up all 4 runs on 6 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. 2-2 delivery from Wade Sabo. Reed Hayes stays alive as he fouls it right side out of play. Again, just kind of threw his hands at that one.
Yeah, he did. Just trying to do what he can.
Native of Roanoke, Indiana, where he attended Canterbury High School. His brother still playing there, Noah Hayes.
Maybe we'll see him in a couple of years.
Would love that. He's a really strong player up there. 2-2 way outside, 3-2. And now transferring, though, to Lansing Community College. He announced that on Monday, May 25th, right before the season started this year. get a lot of time with that JUCO squad. There's a full count to the leadoff man in the inning as that one goes downstairs, and Hayes does not offer. It's a leadoff walk.
I tell you, that was a pitch that was hard to lay off of.
Oh, yeah.
Good job there by Reed.
Reed's seen the ball real well tonight as he's reached all 3 times so far. Harmon is 1 for 2, trying to reach for the second time after a single back in the second inning. In the third, it was a line drive to left field that Owen Phillips was able to catch up to just barely. Sabo pickoff move over the first. Attendance tonight announced at 374.
That's nice.
Good numbers climbing, and again, we'll continue the climb. Come out Wednesday for the doubleheader against Henderson, where that could easily help decide who will end up as the regular season champion. Next pitch is in there, and it will begin 0-1. So Mark Harmon.
Yeah, we need everybody, all the Hopper fans.
Oh, yeah. Get loud and get ready for a fantastic pair of games where it's some of the best baseball around. You can see both teams are really talented. There's a swing and miss from Harmon. He's behind 0-2.
Couldn't catch up with that. Sabo just blew it past him.
Yeah, and it was a good swing, but Jen, truly just blew that one by him. Sabo again now set from the left side of the rubber. Looks back towards first. Will throw over the first as Hayes slides in safely. No tag applied.
Gets that agriculture jersey dirty over there.
I feel like that's just perfectly fitting.
Yeah,
you have
right.
to.
Get a little dirt on it.
Sabo again set. He'll leg kick and deal the 0-2, and it's right down Broadway for a strikeout. Looking to Harmon, there's one away.
Harmon just looked fooled every pitch that bad. Didn't have a good at bat there.
Riggs now up, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to the first baseman on his line. Got a .278 on base percentage, but got to remember he didn't play almost the entire month of June with a lower leg injury, so a lot of his numbers are lower just because he hasn't had the time that everyone has. So he steps up with his baby blue lumber as the first pitch from Sabo will come in, and he'll leave it running off the outside corner for ball 1.
Yeah, I can remember when they first started the league, that Hoptown got in it. Everybody just had plain wooden bats. Now you look at them and you think, is that wood or is that aluminum? What do we got down there?
1-0 pitch from Sabo. Riggs goes hacking, cannot connect, and the count evens 1-1. Beautiful sunset here in the Hopkinsville area for a beautiful night of baseball. The best part about it, no precipitation. Finally.
Correct.
Finally. Let's keep it that way throughout the week. Please. I beg you, Mother Nature.
It's funny because you're not from here. Normally, this is the time of year where the grass is brown.
Oh, yeah. That's
Hadn't
what I've been
seen
hearing.
rain in a month and a half.
Just turned it around on us.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, there have been years where you weren't allowed to fire your fireworks because they were afraid of fires.
Fair. As the 1-1 comes in, Riggs will leave just below the knees for ball 2.
Corn was burning up in the field.
Yeah, Hoppers are just playing their 30th game of the summer in tonight's contest. They're scheduled for 40 regular season games, just like the rest of the OVL. They will not be getting to that total. Sabo the next leg kick, the 2-1 pitch. Riggs will get a piece of it and foul it backwards. He's even the count 2-2. Is there like an anti-rain dance? I know there's rain dance. I don't even know what it is, but I know there's a rain dance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some research tonight.
Hey,
Anti-rain
if there
dance.
is one, Adam West and Travis Martin are doing it.
They 100% would do it.
So would Blake Leach. By the way, Blake Leach got the field ready today. What a great job.
Shout out to him. And fantastic, and of course, great day out here as there's another pickoff move, not in time. It was apparently, listening to the field from yesterday, it was kind of soaked.
It was.
Still, with some water standing on it. It was soaked this morning, but
I live in the neighborhood, and we had another good hard rain a couple of times yesterday afternoon.
2-2 pitch comes in the Riggs. He'll chop one over to the second baseman who's grabbed it off the second hop. Can't go the second with it, so just gets the one out at first and moves Reed Hayes in the scoring position. 2 outs in the inning.
Good play there by Warren. He took a quick look at second, see if he had time. He didn't, so he just went ahead and got the easy out at first.
We now bring up the second baseman, Gavin Powell, for the Hoppers, who's batting .350 coming into today's game. One single, one line out, so he's 1 for 2 so far on the day. He's recorded just 3 RBIs with a chance now standing on second to bring in his 4th. Hoppers brought in 2 last inning with 2 outs and, of course, lead 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Gavin Powell. That's a fastball in there for strike 1. Might not get many pitches better than that one.
No.
Though he's left a few over the plate.
He has, yeah. Gavin seems to do better, though, when he's behind in the count.
It really does. It just gets a little bit more aggressive. He's ready to go for pitches anywhere in the zone when he's behind. As a couple peeks back towards second before the 0-1 comes in, and Powell just throws his hands at it to foul it off.
You know, Sabo does a really good job of hiding the baseball. You really don't see it until it's coming at you. And it's got the Hoppers off balance just a little bit here this inning.
Well, Sabo out of Illinois College, not Illinois University, Illinois College. He transferred there after beginning with Southeastern Illinois College. Now already he's with an 0-2 count to Gavin Powell. 2 outs here in the inning with Reed Hayes standing on second. Pitch comes to the plate, and Powell puts one over right field, dropping, but not in time. It's going to be caught by Evan McCarthy to end the 5th as we check the Michael Venable St. Farm scoreboard. Leadoff walk and then 3 consecutive outs keeps the score. Hoppers 4, Railroaders 2.
.3 The Farm.
Top of the 6th inning here at Tiger Field. Hoppers 4, Railroaders 2, as the Hoppers send Gabe Eddington back out there on the mound. He finished things out last inning for Carter Ross and got the first 2 batters out, once with the ground out, one with a strikeout. He'll be seeing 7, 8, 9 due up in the order, beginning with Caleb Warren. Again, the Hoppers looking pretty solid in this one, and you need the win at this point. You go back to their games this season against Fulton. This is matchup number 7 against them. They've won 5 of the 6 so far, and you win this one tonight, you're looking to feel confident throughout the rest of the week.
It does get you off to a good start, and I'd like to see, you know, a 1-2-3 inning or inning without much drama here for Hoptown.
Definitely need that here, as you still got some time to go. Plenty of outs to spare for the Railroaders to make a comeback, and last time we were home and actually played a full game, Hoppers only won 4-2, the same score against the Madisonville Miners. First pitch of the inning, that's in there with the 2-seam fastball for strike 1. And it's Caleb Warren, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a line out so far. As the right-handed dealer set again on the mound. From the belt, he fires the 0-1 pitch. It's a curveball that he'll hit in the right for a leadoff single, and Warren now 2 for 3.
Yeah, Warren's looked really good at the plate all night tonight. Even the out was a line drive to first base, if you remember. Shot down there at first base.
Absolutely,
Riggs
he's looked good.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Bowman, the catcher, now up, who's 1 for 2. That's nice for Warren, though, as he's just batting 1 tick worse than when we saw him back on June 28th. It was a 289 then. It's a 288 now for him. Bowman at the plate for his pitch outside corner, nails it for strike 1. If we look at the catcher so far this summer, Bowman is batting 176, but a 378 on base percentage. That feels drastically different.
It does, doesn't it?
Helps with 11 base on balls. There's a ground ball. A second baseman, he'll pick it up, and his momentum carrying him the first, he'll just get the one out there, and that moves Warren in the second base.
Good job by Powell that time. The ball wasn't hit hard, so he had no chance for the double play. and just went over and got the out. So basically that works like a bun as he moves the runner over to second.
Chase Cameron now in the 9th spot with the top of the order. And Thomas Kuhn on deck. Would love to get an out right here before Kuhn comes up, because that's a dangerous bat. And probably the most dangerous in this entire order for the Railroaders. First pitch high and away, ball 1 from Eddington.
Yeah, any production really from the bottom of the lineup for Fulton is just bonus, because Kuhn, Lott, Sullivan, Kaufman, those are the guys that normally do the damage for them.
Cameron 0 for 2. He has 1 strikeout from Perrier, Tennessee. Pitch comes in, and he'll go hacking. Cannot come up with anything. Count evens 1-1. Plays with Southwest Tennessee Community College. Struggled this past spring with a .087 batting average. Does have a 2.29 so far this summer, though, as the 1-1 comes in, and Eddington just misses the outside corner for ball 2.
Colin, you big All-Star game guy? Do you watch the All-Star game?
Oh, every now and then,
Yeah.
if I can, you know. Guess probably won't be this year, as the team
you'll
will
be on
the
the road.
But home run derby tonight as the 2-1. That one finds the corner for strike 2. I'm sure Alex McGuire's Elite Dingers account would be popping off tonight.
I would guess so, yeah.
It's a really good lineup for the home run
It
derby.
is. You know, they're doing
honestly.
something different this year, too. With the 20 pitches?
Yeah, it's like 20 and then 15 and then another 15, I think.
Yeah.
2-2 ground ball, and
Oh!
that one is scooped by Riggs on the backhand. He'll race the runner to first.
Oh!
He dives and gets the out.
What a play. That ball took a bad hop on him, too, as he was making his dive. He had to reach up as he was going to the ground and make that play. That's our play of the game right there so far.
Absolutely it is. Riggs with the backhand, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Warren does move into third, but there are 2 outs again, just as we mentioned for Thomas Kuhn. The batter now at the top of the order. He's up for the 4th time. He's reached all 3 times, twice with a double and once with a walk.
Watch his first pitch. He led off the game, first pitch off the wall in right field, and then the last inning he went first pitch over center field's head. Deepest part of the park.
Going to be the most important pitch of the at-bat right now. As the first one coming in from Eddington, Kuhn will lay off it in the dirt for ball 1. There's a quick walk for him back in the 3rd inning, so going to be dicing that one up here again. Technically have a big Sobin, but Kuhn has been keen to running off the Hoppers so far tonight with 2 stolen bases.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd give Kuhn anything to hit here.
No.
I might take my chances with Lott.
1-0, and that one just misses below the knees for ball 2 with a fastball. Yeah, definitely take my chances with Lott over Kuhn. Kuhn has been lighting up green throughout this entire year, leading the team batting average and on-base percentage. Curveball, he'll get him swinging and missing for strike 1. Almost hung that curveball a little too much.
Didn't he? Yeah.
That one didn't break. Oof.
Yeah, you know it. He got away with that one. Kuhn hasn't missed much tonight.
Eddington, again, will set from the stretch, comes in with the 2-1. And that one's fouled off to the right side for strike 2. Swung way too late on it. Might try to gas him up again with another pitch. Kuhn, a native of Grenada, Mississippi, playing with Erskine College. Trying to bring in his 17th RBI of the year. 2-2 comes in, and that one he'll swing on. It did hit him, but it won't matter since he swung.
How about that for bad luck?
They're going to offer him
they're gonna
first.
say
He went all the way around. That should be...
They say it's a strikeout.
Oh, now he does. As the first base umpire said, he did go. They just asked if he went around, and it was pretty clear.
Boy, what a tough break there.
Well, there's strikeout number 2 from Eddington on a quote-unquote hit by pitch, and that'll do it for the top of the 6th inning. Let's check the Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. Hoppers still lead over the Railroaders 4-2. We'll be back with more Hoppers baseball after the break.
With
Arm.
We've made it to the bottom of the sixth here at Tiger Field. Hoppers hold on to a 4-2 lead over the Railroaders. Wade Sabo still out there to deal for Fulton as in the order for the Hoppers. We'll see Jackson Wilson in the ninth spot, then 1 and 2 due up for them. And you could absolutely use a couple more runs at this point in the game.
It's a little bit I'm a little nervous about the 2-run lead.
Fair. It doesn't feel like things are going to hold off either side on this. It doesn't feel like the Hoppers could end at 4. It doesn't feel like the Railroaders will end at 2 runs. So still have a mad dash to the finish line here as we are beginning the final week of the regular season. Hoppers sit in second place by a game and a half behind the Henderson Flash, who they see for a doubleheader on Wednesday, which could be the most pivotal of games all week long.
Yeah, and Henderson's beating Full Count 5-2 now. That's up at Henderson.
And the only thing you can do for the Hoppers is win and just keep up with them.
Yep. It's the bottom of the sixth up there as well. Madisonville has extended their lead to 8-0 over Paducah. Boy.
That's a rough night.
Yeah.
Well, again, we'll see Wilson come up for the third time today before we go through the Hoppers order for the fourth time. It's a 1-for-2 start, even though Wilson's reached both times. Once on a single, once on a fielder's choice. He came around and scored back in the fourth inning as the third run in the ball game. Wilson in the right-handed box to face the left-handed dealer, Wade Sabo. They'll get set working from the stretch even though no one's on. First pitch, fastball, and Wilson cannot connect at strike 1.
Again, Sabo does a really good job of hiding the baseball. You don't really see it till it's coming out there at you.
Sabo deals the 0-1, and Wilson will leave it outside just a bit. Count evens 1-1. No relation, obviously, with Jackson Wilson.
No. If he hits a home run here, I'll claim him.
Claim him,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
The 1-1, and that one way outside. 2-1 the count. Easy one to lay off as that was about halfway across the opposite batter's box. At least, honestly. Where Wilson just graduated high school out of Father Ryan, committed to play with Belmont Abbey this upcoming year. The 2-1 pitch is swung at, fouled backwards. Count even 2-2 with Brendan Gibson standing on deck. Wilson, a native of the Arlington, Tennessee area, stands 6 foot 175 in the box. Is graduating, ranked the number 19 shortstop in the state of Tennessee by perfect game. He's got some really good looks, and again has been training all summer for this upcoming fall. Won't pay off there as he'll swing underneath the next pitch for a strikeout to begin the bottom of the sixth inning.
Just couldn't catch up with it.
Brendan Gibson now comes up for the fourth time as we go through this Hoppers order. He's got 2 runs so far in the day. He's also reached twice, once on a single, once on a walk. His other at-bat was a strikeout looking. Gibson, feels like sometimes the way that he goes, his team can go.
Yeah.
Which works as leadoff guy. First pitch upstairs, ball 1.
I feel like this is a real important part of the ball game right now for the Hoppers, too.
Oh, yeah. It just something about it just feels that way. Just a gut feeling.
Yeah, it just I'd like to see a few more runs up there.
The 1-0 pitch, and Gibson will leave down in the dirt for a ball 2 as he's ahead 2 balls, no strikes. On deck is Jordan Atkins, and back in the fourth inning when the Hoppers scored there 2 to put him at 4 runs. They did score on 2 outs. Trying to get something working here with just 1. 2-0 pitch, and Gibson leaves it running off the corner for ball 3.
Sabo kind of slipped off the rubber there, fell off the right side of the mound after he delivered.
A good crowd above 370 today. A few fans up the left field line as well. 3-0 comes in, and Gibson will leave it right down the middle on the red light for strike 1. I'll say that red light's off now.
I would say so,
Definitely
yeah.
back.
Yep.
If he gives you another pitch like that, you're sending that one out of the park. 3-1 pitch. He does try to, and it's in there. Gibson will not offer.
Yeah, he wanted Gibson didn't like that. He was right at his knees.
Count now 3 balls, 2 strikes to Gibson with 1 out, no one on here in the bottom of the 6th. Hoppers lead by 2. Sabo comes to the plate, and Gibson will swing underneath. There's back-to-back strikeouts for Sabo.
Yeah, good job there by Sabo. Just came back with a couple of really good pitches on a very good hitter.
Now the new addition for the Hoppers, making his Hoptown debut this summer, Jordan Atkins, up for the 4th time. He's reached once on a walk. And besides that, is 0 for 2 on the day. Atkins trying to spark something here. Again, nothing's ever really dead with the Hoppers when they have 2 outs on them. Left on left matchup as Sabo comes to the plate with it and misses low and away about halfway across in that right-handed batter's box for ball 1. And when Sabo's missed outside, lefties and righties, it has been dramatic.
No, that's correct.
Not very close.
He's
Sabo
been
said
behind a
again.
couple of times. He just keeps coming back with good pitches after when he's faced with the with those 3-1 and 3-0 counts.
1-1 after it's fouled off. There's another good response pitch from him.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think his first pitch strike rate right now is very, very high. It's just he's been able to battle back throughout his night so far. Came in last inning. Saw 4 come up to the plate. Only let 1 on with a walk, and he got 1 strikeout. As he put 3 down, he's now sat down 5 consecutive Hopper batters and has 3 strikeouts with 2 this inning. 1-1 pitch, and Atkins thought about going around, holds up as it's outside for ball 2. It's a really good hold from one that was near borderline.
It is when you haven't played much lately and you're just coming back into it because you want to hit the ball.
2-1 pitch from Sabo, and he'll leave that one down the middle for strike 2.
Now that one Atkins might would like to have back, you know it.
Not the one to lay off.
No. But again, Sabo just has him off balance.
Heavy action again for the Hoppers in the bullpen as the 2-2 comes in. Atkins will pop one up foul territory. Left side's caught by the third baseman, Easton Sullivan. And the Hoppers are sat down in order. And that's out the bottom of the 6th inning, checking the Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. Headed to the back third. Hoppers lead 4-2. We're back on 95.3 The Farm after this.
Broadcasting from the batter capital of the world, this is WHOP HD2 Hopkinsville, 95.3 The Farm.
And boys, the batter capital of the world being honored here tonight with the Hoppers jerseys. If you're just now joining us, sporting a green top, which you might be wondering why they're red.
Yeah.
Typically, well, the green top filled with all the ag covering. They've got the barn, a couple fields of corn on the jersey, front and back. There's a cow apparently on the back of the jersey.
Yes.
Some pancakes on the front. They got it all going on tonight.
I'm sure Fulton's going, how come they get those jerseys? We get the brown ones with orange numbers. I mean,
we get started here at top 7. Gabe Edison back out there. First pitch, a strike. I actually was hearing what some of the Fulton Railroader players talk about it. They were talking to Alex McGuire before the game, and they were mentioning, you know what? I really like these. I kind of want a chance for it.
Right.
One pitch comes in. And that one misses downstairs, ball 1. The leadoff man is Jacob Lott batting in the 2 spot, who is 0 for 2 with a walk.
I believe those jerseys off your back, too, the ones that they were going to do the other night for the 250th birthday of the United States, those are some nice jerseys, too. I think, if I'm not correct, I think the auction's still going on.
I believe they're still doing it.
You can still try to get those.
Pitch outside 2-1 as Edison sets again on the right side of the rubber. The deal to the left-handed hitter. Pitch comes in, and that one will touch the high and away corner for strike 2.
Of course, we'll have pink ribbon night after the first game, I believe, Wednesday night. in honor of Ann Isom. If you know Ann, if you know Keith and their family, you'll want to show up for that.
Swing and miss, and Eddington set down the first batter with a K, and we move now to the 3 spot with 1 away. Easton Sullivan. Got a lot of stuff going on here coming up, which
sure do.
Sure helps with some of the rainouts, but a lot of fun here at the park. You got to make it out before the Hoppers are done. You have to wait a whole year before they're playing again.
That's right, and this team is fun to watch.
Take advantage of it. Sullivan is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Reached last time on a walk, though. First pitch, tried a curveball, doesn't break down low for ball 1. It's a miss high.
Why does it feel like every time I look up, Sullivan's at bat tonight? I mean, every time.
It does.
Seems like he's batted every inning.
Sullivan's been very involved in this game as the 1-0 comes in. And that one hits the knees for strike 1. Sullivan having a better night than usual. Batting 198 so far this year. He's been with the team all summer after graduating from Greenfield High School and now committed to play with Delta State. 1-1 pitch. Eddington fools him on the outside, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Is Delta State, Louisiana? Is that where that is?
Mississippi.
Mississippi, okay. Still down in there where it's hot. And
oh, yeah. Muggy, swampy,
yeah.
The whole thing. D2 squad down there. The 1-2 pitch, and there's a ground ball over to the shortstop, Wilson, who will grab it off the second.
Ooh.
Bounce in. There's a nice stretch from Riggs to collect it for the second out.
Mr. Wilson has an arm. He got that one over there pretty quick.
We heard it, if you're back here with us since first pitch back in the pregame show from Chris Benny, that mentioned, yeah, Jackson Wilson's got a pretty good arm over there,
Yeah,
pretty good glove.
he does.
You were not kidding.
Yeah, that's right.
Ben Kaufman, the DH, now up in the cleanup spot. He's 0 for 3, though he's reached on an error. His other 2 have been strikeouts, so he's looking to turn his night around. Eddington, if he has something to say about it, will try to keep him right there as there's a strike to begin the at-bat with a swing and miss.
He ran that one right up under his hands. Tough pitch to handle there.
Kaufman's just been fooled all night. Eddington comes in with the 0-1. There's another swing and miss. He went near the hands again.
Same thing, yeah.
Why not do it a third time?
The book is, I think the book is out on Kaufman, don't you?
Oh, yeah. No balls, 2 strikes with no one on and 2 outs. Gabe Eddington comes back in. That one lifted left side and foul for a long strike. We'll do the 0-2 over. For Eddington so far, he's retired now 5 consecutive batters for the Railroaders.
Yeah, don't throw that pitch again because Kaufman was waiting on it.
Yeah, he was. Now you're going to go with that chase pitch.
I'd like to see him maybe change the eye level a little bit here.
Oh, yeah. 0-2 delivery. He goes inside again. That one's fouled, and third base coach jumping over top of it.
That.
Like a Mario character.
Yeah, I did.
Got a little Koopa coming in at you. You got to jump over him. 0-2 the count still for Kaufman from Motlow State Community College. Has a team tied 4 home runs. He's tied in that total with 4 other guys, so kind of barely team leading. Eddington comes back with the 0-2 yet again. This one popped up right side. This one dropping quickly. Second baseman will slide, and Powell cannot come up with it. Reed Hayes will pick it up, fires the second throw, gets off the back of the running Kaufman, and he's in there safely with a double.
Yeah, that's not an error. That was a really good effort there by Powell trying to slide in and make that play. He gave it a good effort.
Surprised he got as close as he did to catching that one. But
that was trouble coming off the.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if he doesn't hit the runner, he's out by about 5 steps down there at second base.
You were too pinpoint accurate.
Yep.
If your Reed Hayes out there literally nailed him, but didn't get the out with it. So now we continue the top the 7th inning after going 2 up, 2 down. Evan McCarthy, the right fielder, who's had an 0 for 3 start to his line. It's 4 runs on 7 hits and 1 error for the Hoppers, 2 runs on 6 hits and 1 error for the Railroaders.
Watch the right side here.
First pitch, that one left side is off the glove of Denson. He'll finally pick it up, fires the first, and Riggs is off the bag, so he'll reach with what will probably go down as another error. Runners on the corners with still 2 outs. That'll be Denson's second error down there, if it's called that.
It was. It goes on there as an error. Routine play.
Yeah, another one. Wasn't again, it's the hot corner. It's hard to play that spot, but it wasn't smoked down there too hot.
No, now, but you have the tying run on base. Go ahead, run at the plate.
Owen Phillips goes after the first one, ground ball to Wilson. He'll backhand it, throws the first, and it's fired in time to get us out of the 7th with no damage. A scare from the Railroaders after they were trying to bring something up with a 2-out rally, but no one scores. We check the Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. Hoppers 4, Railroaders 2. Get up and stretch. We'll be back here in a moment for the bottom of the 7th.
The Farm, playing country favorites for Hopkinsville and Crofton. The Farm.
Well, hopefully you stretched, maybe grab some popcorn for what could be a nail-biting finish as the Hoppers only lead by 2 against the Fulton Railroaders. Colin Crothers alongside Joe Wilson up here in the booth for tonight's ball game as we're beginning the final week of the regular season, and we are going full speed for that first place spot. 1.5 games behind the Henderson Flash. Need the win tonight. They keep up with them as they look like they will probably be winning. I know you're checking the scores. They still got the lead?
Still leading 5-2. Madisonville leads Paducah 8-1.
And the only positive you can take out of that with Henderson winning is that they're playing full count. They push them a little bit further down in third place.
They might. A loss by full count tonight may kill any chance they have of first place and really hurt their chances for second is good.
The other thing with that, too, though, is one home field advantage, but something that Benny mentioned at the very beginning of July is the difference between 1 and 2. The 1 seed and 2 seed in the postseason can be very dramatic for the Hoppers right now. If things ended today, they'd be playing full count, which feels a little bit worse than Paducah, first pitch outside. So, yeah, I mean, that could really change how a lot of things work, especially how you use your pitching. If you are still trying to make that championship game, you might not have the arms you want.
Yeah, Paducah has been up and down this year. Losing tonight 8-1 to Madisonville. They lost the other night pretty handily. Full count, on the other hand, is one of those teams that seems like they're always in the championship. If they don't win the championship, they're a postseason team, and they can be really, really good at their place.
1-1 the count, 3-4-5 due up with Miles Denson as Wade Sabo still dealing. The left-hander comes in to Denson and misses way outside for ball 2. Denson, the third baseman, who just committed a second error over there, so trying to get redemption at the plate. He has reached all 3 times, once with a single, once with a walk, and once on an error, ironically enough, from the third baseman on the Railroaders. 2-1 pitch comes in from Sabo, and he tries the outside corner. He dots it for strike 2.
I'm not sure that it hit the spot.
Yeah.
But the spot he set up outside like that.
Did it really hit the corner?
Maybe a little out.
But did it hit the spot? Oh, yeah.
It did get the spot.
They were framed up perfectly for it. 2-2 now comes in the Denson. He goes hacking at 1 and cannot come up with anything. So there's another strikeout for Sabo. And, I mean, man, he's settling in with those at this point. He now has 4 strikeouts.
7 in a row that he's retired.
Pinch hitter coming up for Connor Scheid. It'll be Nick Johnson coming up to hit for him. His Indiana Southeast teammate. So Scheidt's day ends after an 0-for-3 start, and Nick Johnson trying to spark something here as the Hoppers still might not be leading by enough. Nothing is safe right now. Johnson, a right-handed hitter, running up in the box. We can look at his numbers so far in the summer. He's batting .333 and has a .469 on base percentage. Has gone 4 for 13 so far this summer against Fulton. Long stare in and pause before getting set on the mound. Sabo comes into the right-handed hitter and misses in the opposite batter's box with a fastball for ball one.
Nick's got a lot of power. Likes to hit that ball in the gap.
I'm almost surprised he doesn't have a home run so far this year.
Yeah.
I really am, honestly.
Yeah. He's had some balls that hit a long way.
2-0 the count as he missed another fastball. Go ahead and say a couple meters outside, it feels like. Not legitimately, but still.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
It was way out
Like you
there.
said before, when he misses out, he really misses.
2-0 delivery from Sabo and misses release side again. It's a 3-0 count. Johnson has been that guy this year to come off the bench in different spots, and his only job is to get on. Usually he does, and then they bring in someone to run for him. This could be another situation where all he needs to do is just get on for this team. And they might bring someone in the run for him. As a 3-0 comes in, it's right down the pipe for strike one.
Unfortunately, he's right where Sabo has him, like where he wants him. He's battled back from 3-0 and 3-1 a couple of times since he's been in the game.
Sabo's in great rhythm right now, retiring the Hoppers, but Johnson looking to break things up as the 3-1 is left down the middle again for strike two. Johnson get that bat out of retirement and come swinging up on the next one here. 3-2 the count with no one on and one out here on the bottom of the seventh. Hoppers lead 4-2 as Sabo comes in with the next one, and Johnson dribbles one over to the shortstop who picks it up, collects and throws the first in time. There's two away.
Routine right there.
Reed Hayes, now the right fielder, comes up, who's had a stellar night. Probably the best at the plate for the Hoppers. He's 2 for 2 and reached last time on a walk.
Does have an RBI tonight.
Looking to extend his day here and keep it perfect. Left on right matchup to the Indiana native. First pitch, that'll run inside for ball one from Sabo. And this is Sabo's just second appearance on the mound, and his first one looked pretty ugly.
Yeah.
For the Railroaders. This one has looked pretty solid for him. He can be an arm that's trusted coming down the stretch here as Hayes goes swinging at that one.
He definitely has the Hoppers off balance. They don't know what's coming. And like I said, he makes it really difficult. You can't see the ball. He disguises it really well.
Lefty's going to be hard to face, and then he does that as well. It's double the difficulty as he tried to spin one, can't break in, 2-1 the count. The other thing is that, especially recently, the Hoppers have seen a lot more righties. You go back to their doubleheader against Henderson, they had opportunities where bringing in a lefty would be the smartest thing they could do, but they didn't have any lefties available. So they've really only seen righties. So when you change it up, things get all out of whack. 3-1 in the count.
When I say he's disguising, he almost turns his back. You can see his numbers.
Get that Cueto look a little bit.
Yeah, and then he brings his leg up high, and you don't really see the ball until it's released out of his glove. Hard to see.
3-1, that one's fouled out of play. 3-2 the count. Doesn't really pause like Cueto, doesn't churn as dramatically as Cueto, but it's the idea that he hides it that way.
And actually, on that pitch, I didn't see it till he had it in his hand, getting ready to deliver it. And he's had him off balance. Is it going to be the fastball, the curveball, the slider? What are we throwing here?
Full count. Hayes will leave right down the middle, and Sabo retires the Hoppers in order as Hayes wishes he could get that one back. Instead, now we head to the eighth, checking the Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. Hoppers 4, Railroaders 2. We'll be back with more Hoppers baseball after these messages.
105.3 The Farm, your home for country's greatest hits.
We turn now in the 8th inning. Not much time left to play, but the Hoppers have been doing well with it, holding a 4-2 lead. They'll bring in a new arm. Jackson Wilson comes in the pitch after playing the shortstop position. And this will be his first appearance on the mound as he'll be facing the bottom third of the Railroaders' order. 7, 8, 9 due up. And Jackson Wilson just graduated high school, hasn't pitched much, haven't seen anything from him on the mound, but we just saw that arm at shortstop. If there's anything like that on the mound, woof.
Yeah, he's live, that's for sure.
And again, you get a lot more power going down the mound.
I see Powell has moved over to short, but I don't know who. I didn't see who was coming in at second. Did you see?
I'll give you a name here in a second. Oh, I think they're keeping Powell over at second, and Wall might be moving in to short. That's what it lists on the game changer, even though it looks like Powell's over.
Powell's at short.
Powell's at short, even though that's not what it's listed as. Wall will be the
Cade Wall.
Cade Wall will be the second baseman, it looks like.
Okay.
So we'll make those adjustments on our own sheets here. They just did a hog calling competition here,
which
was awesome.
Calling the hogs, yeah.
That is awesome. It reminds me of the Iowa State Fair, which they do a lot of weird things. They have a butter sculpture competition. They do the mom call competition. They do something called the prettiest I think it's like most beautiful baby competition. That one's weird, but I'll tell you the story about it real quick. Is that one year, family Christmas, doing a little white elephant thing where they just grabbed a bunch of stuff that was randomly in my grandfather's basement. My brother won the most beautiful baby trophy that my grandfather won back in 19 whatever.
How about that?
There he goes. Out of Marshalltown, Iowa, won the most beautiful baby award. Back now, the baseball first pitch misses down low on a beautiful slider for ball one.
Well, the best part about that story, he never told you all.
No, no one had any idea. And then that was found, and that's how everyone figured it out. Next pitch fouled off for strike one. Yeah, I love that no one ever knew about this. The biggest Iowa fan in the world, John Carrither, shout out to him. And sure enough, yeah, I thought that was the most random thing in the world. The 1-1 delivery from Wilson. Fastball that has popped up. Fly ball right field. And Reed Hayes underneath it. He's collected for out one. So that puts Warren down, and we go to Jeremiah Bowman. Bowman's 1 for 3 with a single. And that's all you need, just simple outs right now.
Yep. Doesn't matter how you get them, just get them.
Just need something special.
Again, these are 7, 8, 9 in the lineup too, and they're really the damage comes at the top.
Well, I got something that you'll like here as the first pitch comes in way outside for ball one in the slider. Jordan Walker just advanced to the finals of the Home Run Derby after beating Junior Caminero in the semifinals.
Go Cards.
1-0 delivery. That one is in there for strike one. Just needed 6 home runs in that one. Not sure who he will be going up against, honestly. We'll try to figure it out for you. Though I think
wouldn't it be something if it was Wilson Contreras? Now that would be a good home run derby right there.
2-1 the count isn't miss. High and in. Other side is not set, but oh my gosh, you're not going to believe it.
Who is it?
Wilson going through the 2-1 at the windup. Slider hits the outside corner. Count evens 2-2. It is Wilson Contreras versus Kyle Schwarber.
And Schwarber won it last year, right?
I might have picked him for back-to-back, even though I thought it'd be Caglione in there randomly. I thought that was my random pick.
There's a lot of pressure in that. People don't realize.
Oh, yeah. Pitch outside. Count runs full. There is a lot of pressure. Obviously, haven't got much of a home run derby or, honestly, too much offensive derby. Even though there's 13 total hits in this game, 6 from the Railroaders, 7 from the Hoppers, just haven't strung enough together for the most part. Wilson comes back with one. That one's blasted left center field, going back towards the track over the head of a leaping Gibson and rolls all the way to the fence. He'll round second softly and hold up there with a 1-out double as Bowman's in scoring position on his own account.
Man, he tattooed that ball. Gibson never really had much of a chance. He was on his horse right off the bat. That ball was just driven right there to the gap in left center.
He stamped that one with a watch this for not too much hitting, if that's what you think this is.
Yeah, I guess I should have kept my mouth shut because he's
Me too.
He's 2 for 4 tonight out of that 8 spot.
We go to Chase Cameron now in the 9 spot, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout.
robbed of hit back in the 6th on a beautiful play by Riggs at first base.
Yeah, it was. That so far our defensive play of the game after he backhanded one right on the line in a diving attempt. So Wilson, the righty, looking into the left-handed hitter. He'll accept the sign and get set. Leg kick comes in.
Ooh,
a slider
did you
that
see that movement?
Misses low for ball one. Oh, my goodness.
I think he fooled.
He fooled Harmon.
He did.
Harmon's still the catcher as the battery with him. Literally, and I'm not kidding you, I'm not exaggerating, Harmon jumped up to the left side before diving back down to see where that one ended up.
It had a lot of movement on it.
That might have been the most movement I've seen on a pitch in a long while.
I'm not sure the umpire wasn't fooled by that one.
I don't think anyone watching that wasn't fooled.
Chase Cameron's up there going, please don't throw that again.
I could feel that in my stomach. Just like gut punch. 1-0 the count with 1 out and a runner on second. If you can get that pitch for a strike, I don't know who in the world's hitting that.
Absolutely.
Wilson set again from the right side of the rubber. He'll come back with a fastball that he'll blow by him with a swing and miss for strike one. Yeah, if I'm Cameron, I don't know what I'm thinking is coming to the plate now.
I know. Well, watch his front foot. Let's see where it goes here. Is it going to go toward first base?
I promise we're not playing it to it too much. That was a wicked pitch. High and away will miss for a 2-1 count. He did feel the fastball there. Wilson again set. Pitch comes in. It goes back to that slider. That does miss outside 3-1. Still almost fooled Harmon a little bit. Like he knows what's coming. They're not missing the signs at all.
No.
It just breaks ridiculously. Harmon slid almost a little bit extra out as that one ended up just on the outside half of the border. That one misses a little bit further out with the changeup and the count now a walk, excuse me.
Yeah, that's big. Now you got runners on. The tying run's on first and Kuhn at bat. And as you've mentioned tonight, he leads them in almost every category. Dangerous, couple of doubles tonight already, scored 2 runs. We're in dangerous land right here for the Hoppers.
You can list it. Hits, runs, stolen bases, average on base percentage. He leads them in every category. He's up for the 5th time tonight. Is 2-for-3 with 2 doubles and a strikeout. Pitch inside, and it misses for a ball and got the umpire and got him bad as he's stumbling behind the plate. This is not look good at all.
Yeah, I think he got his knee.
Both runners stayed, but that is the least of our concerns right now as Trainer was out quickly. Might be holding his wrist a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though he was limping too. I thought it caught a little bit of his leg as well. Who knows? That pitch is all over the place. Every single one of them. He went back with another change-up and got away from Harmon. Yeah, I think he's holding his wrist.
I think it knocked everything he had out of his pocket,
it did.
too.
He's picking everything up. He's trying to collect himself, and I think he's going to stay. But, yeah, everyone's walking back quickly. He's more power to him.
Yeah.
Got to give it to him. Again, the home plate umpire. And this one is Michalik. And
yeah, he's shaking that hand. Like you were saying, though, it's a problem back there. Harmon's having a hard time. He's never caught him before. And Wilson is bringing it up there pretty good.
Wicked pitch after wicked pitch with plenty of velo. 1-0 the count now to Thomas Kuhn with runners on first and second. Next pitch fastball. That one will miss for a 2-0 count. Honestly, not sure where.
Yeah, it looked pretty good, didn't it? I think he punished him for, you're going to hit me, that one's going to be a ball.
I think you have to take it at that point.
Yeah.
So Kuhn's ahead with a prime opportunity to tie this one up in the 8th inning. 5 outs remain for the Railroaders. Pitch misses outside with another fastball. And the count now 3-0. It's another one that was close, near the border, but again, just ran outside. Kuhn set again a little bit off the plate. It seems like a little extra in this at-bat. 3-0, and that one is going to be even in there, even though it wasn't caught by Harmon. So both runners take off. There's no throw, and they stand in scoring position for Kuhn with a 3-1 count.
Yeah, and now you've got the there's no double play.
That's really painful. The 1 out, no double play to get you out of it. Tying run stands on second in scoring position. Obviously, Kuhn represents the go-ahead right now. So one can come in, that's fine, but he can't let both come across on you. 3-1, there's that curveball that just dips below the knees for a walk, and the bases are jammed. Not the spot you want to find yourself in.
No. And we said earlier, we kind of had that feeling. They just kept putting people on base.
Hoppers have been able to get themselves out of dangerous situations all night long, but this one feels a little almost insurmountable. Wilson's been throwing good. We've liked his stuff, just hasn't kept everything in the zone. It's biting him right here after he got the first man out. It's been a double and back-to-back walks. Jacob Lott comes up.
And drives it into right.
This one is going to get down, and one run comes in. It's 4-3 with bases still loaded off the RBI single. Well, there you go.
First pitch swinging.
RBI for Lott for his first hit of the day. Puts Kuhn on second and Cameron on third. Obviously, Bowman comes around and scores. And the Railroaders have that tying run on third, and now the go-ahead stands in scoring position with still just 1 out. Technically, the double play is in order. And now we go to Easton Sullivan, who is 1 for 3 with a walk.
Riggs playing at the edge of the grass at first, and they hit him in the back.
And we're tied at 4. Ladies and gentlemen, remember the comment earlier about the popcorn. Make sure you're heating up some more because this one just got real interesting. Tied game after they'll bring him in with another free pass. And, again, this is Wilson's first appearance on the mound for the Hoppers. It's going awry for him. We go to the cleanup man, Ben Kaufman, who's been fooled on most stuff tonight. But we'll see a new pitcher on the mound, assumably Chris Benny coming out and asking for the game ball. We'll have a new cannon out of the arm barn after this break. We'll tell you all about the new pitcher. We're tied 4-4 in the top of the 8th.
WHOP HD2 Hopkinsville.
Well, we bring in another new arm for the Hoppers. It's the 4th pitcher of the day. Jack Hagg comes in, making his 3rd appearance this year. He's gone 4 1/3 so far with a 1-0 record, giving up just 1 run. It was unearned on 3 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. He'll be battling for the Railroaders at the plate. Ben Kaufman in the cleanup spot after they've already brought up 6 this inning with 1 out. It's been a double, back-to-back walks, a single, and now a hit-by-pitch to tie us at 4 apiece. So the Hoppers, who have been struggling recently at the plate, went 3 up, 3 down last inning. They're going to have to buy back the lead when we flip things to the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, for Jack Hagg, there's no room for error here.
No.
Unfortunately for him, bases loaded here and a really good batter.
So we'll have a no decision for both starters, Troy Jocelyn and Carter Ross. All 3 runners still responsible to, Jackson Wilson as Hagg comes in to clean up the mess. Pitch downstairs for ball 1 to get us started. Runner on third would give the Railroaders the lead. for the second time all game. The last time they led was back in the top of the first inning when they led 1-0. Then the Hoppers responded with 2 in the bottom of the first. Haggerty working through the windup. 1-0 ground ball to the second baseman over the second, over the first. A party ball there. Get out of the inning. Still tied 4 apiece. Hag, the janitor, cleans up the mess.
How about that?
To the bottom of the 8th inning. Checking the Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. Tied 4-4. Hoppers at the plate when we return.
.3 The Farm.
If tonight couldn't get any better, the Railroaders bring in a fan favorite over in Fulton. Brady Davis is coming out of the bullpen to make his 8th appearance on the mound so far this year. He's gone 26 2/3 innings of work with a 2.36 ERA. He's given up 13 runs, only 9 earned on 20 hits, 12 walks, and 29 strikeouts. He did well in their one win against the Hoppers over at Fulton this year. He started that contest, and well, the Hoppers know when you face him, you cannot give him anything because he feeds off anger. He feeds off getting into batters' heads and frustrating them. So if they give him anything and they realize they're not happy with calls, they're not happy with letting a pitch go, he will run with it.
Takes advantage, doesn't he?
Bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be Harmon to lead things off. 7-8-9 due up for the Hoppers here as Davis works through the windup. First pitch, Harmon swings at it. Fly ball right side, foul territory, right fielder giving chase, dives heads first, and cannot come up with it, so it just goes down as a long strike.
Good effort there by McCarthy down there.
So 1 for 3 days so far for Harmon. He got a single all the way back in the second inning that put him at a 3-game hit streak and has failed to reach since. Could use something right here. Mark Harmon, I think technically Mark Harmon Jr., if you want to get into technicalities, from Fisherville, Kentucky, plays at Midway now. As the 0-1 comes in from Brady Davis. He'll spin a curveball that dips out of the zone for ball 1. And you're just now joining us. Hoppers have led pretty much all game. That's at the top of the first, and just now when they gave up 2 to tie us at 4. Another pitch misses. They'll see if he went around, and he did not offer.
I think we got away with one there.
2-1 the count. It was bases loaded when they brought in Jack Hagg with 1 out, and then there was a double play twisted up the middle.
It might be our, if this turns out, it might be our player of the game.
2-1 pitch, curveball, and Harmon goes fishing and cannot come up with the hit. He's even the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck stands Declan Riggs. As the next pitch, another curveball that Harmon grabs off the end of the bat, and the second baseman underneath it with the infield pop fly. Warren's caught it for the first out. Hoppers have been struggling to get on recently. Last inning, they went 3 up, 3 down. They went 3 up, 3 down. The inning before that as well. And technically now, that's 10 consecutive batters that have been retired.
They hadn't had a base runner since Reed Hayes back in the 5th inning.
And he's come up since then.
Yeah, he has.
Riggs is 0 for 3. First pitch, he'll try to pull and pulled his head too early for strike one. His bat didn't even reach the length of where that ball was. Davis working through the windup again. Next pitch, and that one's in there with the changeup for a strike two. Fooled Riggs, and honestly fooled me too back here.
Yeah, they just totally off balance the last few innings.
0-2 pitch, and he'll leave it running off the corner with another changeup. 1-2 the count. They've been off balance with Sabo and him now. And
yeah.
Again, not to take away from Davis what we were saying earlier with how he feeds off frustrating batters. He's been a good arm, which makes sense of why he's able to do that. If you're frustrating batters, you must be doing well. Pop up left side. This one shallow left field. Left fielder going towards it. The shortstop calls him off, and falling backwards, he's caught it for the second out. That's Thomas Kuhn over there.
So he's doing it offensively and defensively out there.
Yeah, he is. Probably the best player on this roster so far this season with how things have gone. I should say at least having the best summer. Gavin Powell now up in the 8th spot. He's 1 for 3. Looking to show out here on his old high school field and seeing if he can bring any of that gusto back to spark a 2-out rally. First pitch runs off the corner for ball 1.
You know, even you go back to the 4th, the Hoppers scored their 2 runs there with 2 out. They just haven't done much offensively at all since early in the ball game.
Curveball finds them into the zone, 1-1 the count. And even then, it felt like they got some help. It helped that they brought in their first run off an error and just kept things alive from there. 1-1 delivery from Brady Davis as he works through the windup. It's a swing and a miss as Powell went underneath the pitch for strike 2. Got ourselves a close one here as we will have one more inning, and then if they're still tied, sudden death to play. The 1-2 as Powell leaves it on the outside corner. It's a punch out looking, and the Hoppers have been retired 12 consecutive times at the plate. So we check the Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard, tied 4-4 as we head to the 9th. When we come back, Joe Wilson's got the call for us in our final inning of work.
.3 The Farm. Playing country favorites for Hopkinsville, Oak Grove, and Fort Campbell.
Welcome back to the Chick-fil-A broadcast booth. We go to the 9th, and it's 4-4, the Hoptown Hoppers and the Fulton Railroaders. Joe Wilson, Colin Carruthers with you here tonight. And the Hoppers going to need some help here. And Henderson is walloping full count 11-2 right now. So the Hoppers have more trouble up the road here.
And this one feels like, I mean, we were mentioning before things went awry, that it feels like a must-win in the final week here. And Chris Benny mentioned in the pregame show, you're treating it like a postseason game. And, well, you're putting yourself in a deeper hole to be battling a tougher opponent in the postseason if you lose tonight and Henderson wins and puts you behind 2.5 games.
Well, Jack Hagg going to try to keep the Railroaders at bay here in the 9th. He came in and got the big double play. Cade Wall to Gavin Powell to Declan Riggs to get out of that bases-loaded jam in the 8th. Evan McCarthy bats here. 0 for 4 tonight. He did reach on an error back in the 7th. So they've got 5, 6, and 7 coming up this inning. McCarthy, Phillips, and Warren. Hagg, the right-hander, delivers here way outside. In fact, it bounced a good ways out, even past the right-handed or the left-handed batter's box. Counts 1-0. There's a broken bat, and it's lifted out into right, coming over to make the play. Is Reed Hayes. He had him played just right, didn't he, Colin? He didn't. He was playing way off the line.
Yeah, right positioning for that, and then also just hustled to get underneath it. Didn't want to float to the spot, made sure he was there to the track, and in case he was a little off his trajectory.
There was a broken bat hit there, and that'll bring up Owen Phillips. And Phillips also had a tough night at the plate. He's 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Flew out to left his first time up, grounded out to short his last time. Left-handed batter going against Hag. Hag misses inside, gets all the way to the backstop. 1-0 the count. Got to give that umpire behind the plate some credit tonight because he got plunked pretty good back there in the 8th inning, and he stayed in.
Staying strong.
Not jumpy at all back there. I'd be a little jumpy at this point.
I would too, 100%. I hear that.
Hag delivers the pitch, and this one bounces away. And it's 2-0.
I feel like Hag's almost overthrowing right now.
I think so too. It almost feels like every pitch has to be the perfect pitch. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Trying to be careful, but maybe too careful.
And you gotta let you gotta let him put him in play if that's what's gonna happen. If you're putting in the strike zone, the bottom half of the zone, obviously, and your defense can help you. They've shown that for the most part they played well. You take away their 2 errors from Denton over third, and they've looked fantastic with some great plays tonight.
This pitch misses inside. 3-0 the count now to Phillips. Hag in danger of putting a man on here. 4-4 here in the top of the 9th. Hoptown led most of the way, but a couple of runs in the 8th by Fulton tied it up. And 4-pitch walk issued to Phillips. So the go-ahead run is on first base, and that brings up Caleb Warren. 2 singles tonight. Had a line out to first base, and he also flew out to right.
Yeah, I mean, Hag came in with bases loaded and got a double play to get out of the inning. What's the difference right now with just a runner on first and 1 out?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Please.
What about a bunt here? As Denton's playing behind the bag at third base.
I think
Get some
that'd be
people
smart.
moving around.
I think it'd be smart.
Runner's going. Pitch is high for a ball. Pitch down to throw down to second is not in time. Hits the runner, bounces away. But a stolen base for Phillips. And Warren has the first pitch for a ball.
They kicked that one away. We're not playing the World Cup over here.
That's right.
No way, but whatever gets you safe.
Phillips got a good jump there off Hag. And a huge lead out at second base by Phillips now. He's being held on by Powell. Hag's pitch to the plate, curveball, and it hits the bat. Nope, I don't know how it missed him.
Dropped the bat literally like maybe a
I don't
second
know
before it hit it.
I don't know how he missed him, but 2-0 the count now to Warren, so he's thrown 6 straight balls.
Over down the SEC, you're hearing ball 6, ball 6.
There's some concerned Hopper fans right now. There's a strike on the inside corner.
Ooh, there we go.
2-1 now to Warren.
And Hag's a guy who can fire it in the zone well. Just got to make sure he collects pretty well. This first pitch strikes in his 2 previous appearances has been pretty high percentage coming into this.
This one's hit towards second. Line drive, but caught there by Wall. He tried to go back to second for the double play. Couldn't get him. But, whoa, what a nice play there. Warren lines out to Wall at second for the second out of the inning. And that brings up Jeremiah Bowman. And I hate to tell you, but Bowman has had a good night tonight. He's 2 for 4 with a single. Had a double the last inning. Came around to score that first run last inning. He's hit the ball hard. He hit it, flew out to center, and he's grounded out to second tonight. It's a tough out coming here for Hag. And the pitch here is in for a strike.
I love that, especially with 2 outs. Your big thing right now is just go right after him. And that's all you can do. Even if, I hate to say it, 1 run comes across, you still need 1 run in the bottom half of the inning either way. So at that point, you're just looking for a tie.
Absolutely. And the pitch here. In at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Just keep coming after him. They're looking to be careful to bring in that run. They're just, you could tell that at the plate right now. Just be careful. We had to do anything possible to bring him in. And at that point, they're going to be really picky about what they're swinging. A little too cautious at the plate. You can't afford that right now in the ninth inning.
No, and you don't want to leave anything over the plate here, too, at 0-2. And the pitch on the way. Got him. Got him looking. Hag with the strikeout of Bowman. And so we'll go to the bottom of the ninth as we check our Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. It's 4-4, Hoppers and Railroaders. Back with more after this.
At Mac.
.3 The Farm, playing country favorites for Hopkinsville and Crofton. The Farm.
Bottom of the ninth, and Hoppers need some runs. They just need one, but it could certainly come any time here as they're going to bring in Brennan Mealer to be the pinch hitter for Jackson Wilson. He'll be followed by Brennan Gibson and Jordan Atkins here in the ninth. So 9-1-2 for the Hoppers in the lineup. And they're going to be going against Davis, and Davis sat the Hoppers down 1-2-3 back in the eighth. In fact, the Hoppers have not had a base runner since back into the lead off the fifth, Reed Hayes. 12 straight batters retired.
And that puts Davis looked real. It wasn't just he sat them down in order. I mean, he looked like he was really firing on all cylinders out of the pen.
Yeah, Sabo did a good job there. Nice job tonight, the lefty.
Really good bridge, really good setup, and again, just threw the Hoppers all out of whack after they were able to, see the ball somewhat decently off Jocelyn in that first inning. Struggled a little bit getting guys on and not being able to move them over after that. And then, Sabo just threw them all out of whack, and they now have to face a buzzsaw in Brady Davis.
Davis got Harmon on a pop out to second. Got Riggs on a pop out to short and struck out Gavin Powell looking back in the eighth. And so here's Mealer. He tries to rally the Hoppers here in the ninth. They try to keep pace with Henderson, who's winning 11-2 over full count up at Henderson tonight.
Hoppers do have one walk-off win back against full count 5-4. That was really their only opportunity for a walk-off, and they capitalized on it.
I think we were here for that, weren't we?
We were.
Mealer swings over top of the first one. It's 0-1.
This is an aggressive bat, but again, he's facing a right-handed pitcher. He does really well against righties. It's the reason he's actually pitch hit a lot against right-handed pitchers. He can drive against them.
This one gets inside and all the way to the backstop.
I'd love to see the split between right-handed pitchers and left-handed pitchers for him. I'll see if I can even find that before tomorrow's game, but it's got to be a significant jump, and if you give anything somewhat middle in, belt high to him, you might as well forget about the ball.
1-1 to Mealer here. Bottom of the ninth, no out. He swings and misses here, and it's 1-2.
That was one for him that he just barely missed on. That's one that this past week he sent out of there at Henderson.
Absolutely. So 1-2 the count. This one outside, ran way out there, and it's 2-2. It doesn't like that baseball, wants a different one.
Talk about you got to be protecting, careful, expand the zone at the plate with 2 strikes on you. That's an easy one to give up out there.
Mealer choking and poking here, takes one low, and count runs full on the leadoff man here in the ninth for the Hoppers. Big pitch coming up right here. Crowd on its edge of the seat here. And a swing and a miss, and Mueller goes down on strikes. 13 in a row now retired for the Hoppers.
The Railroaders are putting up one impressive night here.
Yes, they
at
are.
Tiger Field, defensively on the mound.
Brendan Gibson bats for Hoptown here. He had a single, scored back in the first, struck out looking in the second, walked and scored in the fourth, struck out in the sixth. Not one of his better nights. This ball bounces in the dirt, gets away from the catcher.
And this is a night that you need for the Hoppers. You do technically have sudden death. You're not battling just to tie things up and then hopefully take the lead and walk it off. You still have some cushion afterwards, but not much.
That one's a strike just under the letters. 1-1 to Gibson. Not a night, too, that the ball is carrying like some of the other nights we've seen here.
No.
1-1. Here's the ball lifted high to center field. Lott turns his back, running, going back on it, and won't make the play. It's off the wall. Gibson motoring to third base. He'll be into third with a one-out triple. Wow. He hit that one to the deepest part of the ballpark. Lott went back on it, got his glove on it, but ran into the wall. The ball gets away, and a triple for Brennan Gibson. And how about that?
Yeah, he's a guy that'll laugh at himself afterwards saying, why did I have to put that the deepest part? Why couldn't I put that the left or right field to send it out? But that's all you're looking for, is just driving one up the middle wherever it's pitched. And he got a hold of it enough that he brought himself all the way around the third. And you're in a really awful spot with only one out in him there because he's got a lot of speed to come home on a ball that just barely kicks away from the catcher, Jeremiah Bowman.
So Jordan Atkins bats here, the infield in. They're trying to cut that run off at the plate. Pitch is swung on and missed. Atkins flew out to center, grounded to second, reached on an error, and popped out to third tonight. Just needs to get something on the ground here. And that one misses outside, and it's 1-1.
It's a really good changeup from Brady Davis, just barely missing that corner. I love that.
And I thought the umpire kind of raised up. I thought he was going to call it a strike, and I wouldn't have argued.
No, I wouldn't have blamed him at all.
1-1 the count with one out here. Runner on third for the Hoppers. Ball's hit just foul down the outside there. 1-2 to Atkins.
You can feel the crowd holding their breath on every pitch.
Yep, you sure can. Hoppers need a win in the worst kind of way. A triple by Gibson with one out. Here's Atkins' pitch. Inside, gets away from the catcher. Here it comes. Mueller will score the game-winning run for the Hoppers on the wild pitch. So Hoptown wins over Fulton tonight 5-4 on a wild pitch walk-off. How about that, Colin?
Again, after how good the pitching has looked for the Railroaders, Davis came in and just looked like an absolute demon out there. And then it almost just feels poetic. The last thing is a wild pitch to end the night after a triple. Things just started to get away from the Railroaders after they are trying to throw a wrench and the Hoppers playing in their race to first place. Thankfully, they can breathe and come out with a much, much needed win.
The Cardiac Hoppers at it again. We're going to come back. We're going to wrap this one up as we check our Michael Venable State Farm scoreboard. The final tonight, Hoppers 5 and Fulton 4.
.3 The Farm, your home for country's greatest hits.
Welcome back to the Chick-fil-A broadcast booth. The Hoppers win tonight 5-4 as Brennan Gibson scores after a triple with one out. He scores on a wild pitch, and they beat Fulton tonight 5-4. As we check our game replay tonight, Fulton 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Hoptown with 5 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors. Hoptown led 2-1 after the first inning. They got 2 more in the 4th. Fulton made it 4-2 in the 5th, and they scored a couple of runs in the 8th, had bases loaded, and a big double play turned by the Hoppers to get out of the inning. Now that play is probably the biggest play of the ball game.
Yeah.
And then with 1 out, Brennan Gibson drives one to deep center off the wall for a triple and then scores on a wild pitch. And the Hoppers get the win tonight. In fact, Gibson with a big night tonight. He was 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored. And then also tonight, Reed Hayes with a couple of hits with 3 at-bats. He had an RBI tonight as well. Those are your 2 big hitters for Hoptown tonight. Pitching win is going to go to Hag. He went 1 2/3 innings, struck out 1, walked 1, but really came in and kind of closed out that 8th inning and got the win there. The loss tonight is going to go to Davis for Fulton. He pitched an inning and a third, looked really good, struck out 2, but then gave up the triple in the wild pitch there in the 9th. And Hoptown comes out on top. The defensive highlight brought to you by West Side Body Shop, Hopkinsville's trusted name since 1968. Family owned and operated, located at 2505 Fort Campbell Boulevard here in Hopkinsville. Colin, I'm just going to say, I think, and you may differ, because Declan Riggs had a fine play at first base, but the double play from Cade Wall to Gavin over to first to Declan with the bases loaded that got out of that 8th inning, that to me was the best play of the game.
Yep, that's it for me as well. I mean, double play was so timely needed. It was churned quickly. They could not even barely hesitate or mess that up to get the out at first in time to end that inning. And let's say they bring in even just 1 run, maybe a couple. I'm not sure. The Hoppers scored 2 runs in that 9th inning. Sure, things were starting to get away from Brady Davis, but he still looked good out there for the most part, outside of 1 ball that he let go out towards center field and then just 1 pitch that skipped away from Bowman. Outside of that, he still looked good. I'm not sure the Hoppers were really hitting well enough to score 2 runs in that 9th inning. So you don't churn that double play, and you might not be winning this game at all.
That's right. I would say a close second was Declan Riggs' diving play at first base tonight. I want to give him credit for that. That was a fantastic play, but the double play came at the right time for the Hoppers. Time now to pick our player of the game. It's brought to you by Skyline Animal Clinic and Oak Grove Animal Hospital. They support all the area schools, athletes, and students. Skyline Animal Clinic's been your source of veterinary care for small animals and livestock since 1956. Call them today for your pet's veterinary needs. You know, you got a player of the game you want to go with?
We got to go with Brennan Gibson.
Yeah.
Did it all on his own there in the 9th inning.
He
Brought
did.
himself all the way around 270 to third base off the triple, and then scored a couple of pitches later on the wild pitch. And that's the danger of putting someone on third with that type of speed. We're just mentioning it there. And also mentioned right as we went to the break that the Hoppers have scored so many runs off wild pitches this year.
Yep.
It's insane. They are so primed and ready to come home on third base at a moment's notice. They've scored so many great ways with some high IQ base running, even when it's not off third. You go back this past week when Easton Beatty scored from second base off a walk, but it was a wild pitch, went to the backstop. They lazily come pick it up, and he came all the way around the score on it. I mean, these guys are really ready on the bases. Brennan Gibson showed it there with a couple of hits tonight, a single, a triple there. He also reached on a walk and had 3 total runs, which is monumental in this game.
Absolutely. Nothing bigger than that triple, too. He hit it to the deepest part of the park, hit off the center field wall out there, and he motored in for a triple and scored on the wild pitch. So our player of the game is Brennan Gibson, and that's tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Skyline Animal Clinic and Oak Grove Animal Hospital. They support all the area schools, athletes, and students. Skyline Animal Clinic has been your source of veterinary care for small animals and livestock since 1956. Call them today for your pet's veterinary needs. Well, the Hoppers top Fulton tonight 5-4. They improved to 21-9 on the season. More importantly, they're keeping pace with Henderson, who's just clubbing full count tonight. It was 11-2 the last time we checked. And you can join us for our next broadcast. It'll be Wednesday night for a doubleheader, and guess what? Henderson is coming to town.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of games there. The first one at 5 o'clock. So hopefully everybody can get out and support their Hoppers, because there won't be a bigger game to this point in the season than what you're going to see on Wednesday, as they'll have a doubleheader. They'll play 2 7-inning games. So Henderson coming to Tiger Field Wednesday night. First pitch set for 5 o'clock. Airtime will be at 4:45 on 95.3 The Farm and 953thefarm.com. Colin, any final thoughts?
I mean, you mentioned it there with one. I got to say, we were talking back late June, saying how Henderson was so hot. I was not expecting it to hold as well as it has. Expecting them to be good, but this is a ridiculous run for them. So, again, as you mentioned, come out Wednesday for not only the biggest game for the Hoppers, or pair of games for the Hoppers and Flash to this point, it's the biggest day in the OVL this season with the greatest matchup so far that will help determine the seeding in the postseason without a doubt.
Absolutely. Flash are a final now, 12-2 over full count tonight. So they are now 24-9 on the year. Hoppers 21-9, so Henderson a game and a half lead over Hoptown for first place. Again, they come to Tiger Field for a doubleheader Wednesday night. You'll want to be here for that one. First pitch at 5 o'clock, airtime 4:45 on 95.3 The Farm and 953thefarm.com. So until Wednesday, good night, everybody.